You know, we've definitely been striving to get better as musicians and songwriters. You know, so but like you guys said, we just want to be a good extreme death metal band. That's why we just call ourselves death metal.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Metal Maniacs Podcast. I'm Jay Ingersoll.
What up, Jay? It's your boy Mod.
What's up, dog?
Good morning.
Hello.
Hell yeah.
And today we have some returning guests. Well, kind of one returning guest. We'll say returning band, right?
Yeah.
But, and some new faces. So that's cool. And you guys, Nociception, have been on the podcast before on episode 16. So welcome to the show.
Hell yeah.
Thanks,
Thank
man.
you. What episode is this again?
This will be like a 130 something probably.
Damn! Congratulations on
So
all the
nice.
episodes,
Wow.
guys.
Yeah, thanks. It took you guys long enough to get back here. Come on.
But it was only
We wanted to write new music, man.
Well, first things first, I want to say thank you because you guys, I mean, Dylan and Jared came on, but you guys represented first. I mean, Metal
Early.
Maniacs was just getting going, so
Yeah.
thank you for
Yeah.
doing that.
And heavy as fuck early on, too. I was like, this is the point I'm trying to make. This is the kind of shit we were
Yeah.
about.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
It was nice having a real death metal band on early as fuck. So,
Absolutely.
Awesome.
But that episode actually aired November 23rd, 2023.
Okay.
Oh shit!
So it's been almost 2 years, like to the
exactly,
date
yeah.
almost. So,
Wow.
but we understand how things work. We've been in touch through there, and the last time when you guys were on, or we'll just say Dylan was on, representing Nociception, kind of touched on how you said the name, how you and Jared were getting into heavy music, and how the band kind of formed. Because you originally played guitar, correct?
Yeah.
And then we'll get a little bit more into that too on this new album, and then the writing process, and then you were talking about on that episode working on incorporating backing tracks. So we'll get a little bit into that too and see where we're at on that. And then Odium wasn't even out yet. That was kind of like right before you guys put that out.
Yeah.
So since then, you guys have since put that out, and then you're getting ready to release a new album, correct?
Correct. Yep.
Oh yeah.
All caught up.
Cool. So that's where we're at. And then before we get into this new album and some history with the rest of the band, want to just go around, say your name and what you do into the mic for me, please.
I'm Dylan, and I do vocals.
Eric, drums.
Kyle on guitar.
I'm Blake on bass.
Perfect.
Nice.
Well, thank you guys so much for making it out to the Metal Maniacs podcast. Appreciate that.
Oh,
You guys for the first time. You were from around here, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
10
cool.
minutes away, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah.
So
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't you guys jam at your place?
Oh, we
or-
used to. We used to, yeah.
Okay, cool. So you guys are somewhat familiar with our tiny little town.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, we jammed at Blake's right by downtown Muskegon for years, and then we moved to Eric's because it only made sense to jam at the drummer's house. You know,
Oh yeah, yeah. I
making
mean,
him haul his fucking kit.
I
Yeah,
felt
unless
bad in
you
the
know,
freaking
unless you
winter.
leave it there, and then that's
Yeah.
a drummer who I got to raise some eyebrows.
Right, exactly.
He don't play at home because his kid's not at home.
yeah,
Right?
yeah. This ain't
Can't have
math.
that.
I'm not liking this math here. This 2 times a month or whatever.
Right.
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
That too.
Yeah, so just to get into this, let me just and then we'll get all caught up here. So you guys originally just was it October 7th, 2019? Was that the first release? Demoralizer?
Yes.
You know for sure?
Uh,
It's in there?
I'm pretty
For a fact?
I thought it was October 5th, but it could be October 7th.
Okay.
Either way,
But yeah.
that's not
Close.
even that important. But it was in October of 2019. Yep.
Sweet.
Okay, that was kind of the inception, the first rollout.
Yeah, and I think we actually
Yeah.
wrote that material in 2017.
Okay.
It just took us forever to find Blake. We needed a bass player.
You
for
got one.
And I was on guitar.
Yeah.
And we couldn't find a vocalist, so that's when I decided, okay, I'm just going to do vocals. And then Michael Stellema, who produced that record and pretty much all of our other stuff, hit us up and was like, yo, you guys need a producer? And I'm like, hell yeah. And so he produced that, and ever since then, it's just, a lot of member changes. So, and now we're here.
So, but then you guys put out Tyrant, Population Obsolete,
The
2021, right? That was the
Yes.
album, right?
Yes, Tyrant Population Obsolete. Yep.
And what was a little different about that one, just as far as like rundown? Now was Kyle?
It's only one
So
guitar.
there was only one
Yeah,
guitar.
no, I wasn't.
Yeah.
Not Kyle yet.
No.
Yeah,
not yet.
so back on the member changes, we dropped one of our guitar players. It was just Jared on guitar, Blake on bass. Eric was on drums on that album. Our first album was Shay Walworth
Yep. Okay.
played drums, and so we got a new drummer, dropped a guitar player, and then that album was mostly written just by me, Jared, and Blake.
Okay. And that was kind of the last full length that you guys did, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then Odium, that was 2023. We just talked about that
Yep.
EP, right? So that was the other release.
Yep.
Correct. All right. And now, Kyle, you were on that.
Yeah, I had
He-
a
he
couple
was.
of riffs, but not like I didn't write any
just
full
joined the
song.
band at that time.
Literally
Okay.
just
Yeah.
joined.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I think we were writing Mammon, and I met Mike.
Mm-hmm.
Went down there, and we had a spot. I was like, well, this riff might work, and I think that was like my first contribution. I guess
It was, and then the solo on Mammon as well.
Yeah.
So that was, we played with you guys, Iron Sharpens Iron, like in 2023, right kind of before you guys kind of came on the show, actually.
Yeah.
And that was, we were just getting our shit together kind of too at that time. And then, so you must have been like kind of brand new to Nociception as
Yep.
well, right then, huh?
Yep. That
Yeah.
was first show, I believe.
Okay.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mulligans.
that was that was
Yeah.
the first show with you, I think.
Okay, cool. That makes sense. So let's get into, is there anything else, like, I know we talked a lot about in the last episode, a lot of the history of the band. Is there any history or anything do you think that we missed last time or anything you want to go over before we dive into, because we talking about Nociception today, 2025. So,
I mean, not really, because
Okay.
all that history led up to Odium, and so since then, I mean, we've had the same group of guys.
Hmm.
The only thing that's changed is we've written some new music.
okay,
So
perfect.
Mm-hmm.
So let's get into that. Let's talk a little bit about coming off of Odium and then what it looked like now with Kyle in the band and the writing process going into this new record.
Kyle,
My writing process?
Yeah. Like how
let's-
you
let's-
approached it now
yeah.
that you were, like a full-fledged
Oh.
member of the band, approaching this new album that we'll speak on. We'll bust it down track by track if you guys are cool with that.
absolutely,
that?
yeah. Let's
Okay.
go.
That's
Cool.
fine with me.
Yeah.
But
Um,
just to say, like, your contribution, how that looked for you coming into the band,
Yeah.
knowing these guys were kind of established, and then
Yeah.
what you wanted to contribute, or maybe some sounds you wanted to hear coming out of the new material you were a part of.
Yeah, I mean, it felt pretty natural, like, because, we're just hanging out and everybody's got the same kind of, I don't even know what you call it, but we just all fit well together,
Vibe,
and
maybe?
yeah,
Yeah.
we got the
Yep.
same vibe going on, and we're all downstairs drinking beers, riffing and stuff. So when I go home into my little dungeon and start writing music, the only thing I wanted to do was just like maybe add some more technicality type
Okay.
stuff, like on the guitar. Like Blake rips on bass all the time. Like why not? Why can't the guitars be doing that too?
Mm.
You know what I mean? And not like Jared writes some like sick fucking riffs, like, but it's more like black metal, a lot of like minor, kind of like vitriol kind of shit.
Okay.
Just kind of wild,
Yeah.
which is sweet. But I wanted to have like some Black Dahlia type shit. You know what I mean?
yeah, I was
Chop
gonna
it up
say
a
you're
little
gonna hear some
Yep.
more Black Dahlia vibes.
Definitely.
on
Yep,
this
I'll
one.
point that out for sure.
Yeah, we should have a drinking game. How many times I mentioned
The
Black
Black
Dahlia.
Dahlia.
Yeah.
We all take a drink,
Well, there was a few riffs on here, and then we'll kind of get into that a little bit. But so Odium was over. Was there some of these songs in fruition, like as that EP was coming out, then, or like were you guys were already working on some stuff? Because I know how in the music world, and especially the metal band world, things move slow.
I know the songs that Blake brought to our new
Oh, yeah.
record. He kind of had some of those riffs in store. Kyle also had a bunch of riffs that he was putting together, and I would
Yeah.
go over to Kyle's house and demo songs with him while we were like promoting Odium. So we
Yeah.
were kind of like working on some demos and pre-production stuff for the next record already.
Okay.
Very nice.
So this album probably will come out. You said like next year, right?
Early next, so March is what we're shooting for. So
Okay.
like, roughly mid-March. Eric said maybe his birthday.
March 11th.
Yeah.
March 11th.
We'll see.
We'll say this year on the podcast because we're filming this before, but we'll make sure the podcast gets pushed out a little closer to the
For sure.
album
Yeah.
to help promote it or whatever. But tell me just a little bit about first. Let's just talk about this art before we start diving into the songs.
The art's fucking
Oh,
sick.
yeah. So,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
so some people might already know the guy because he did the artwork for Carnosis and Recorruptor as well.
Yep.
Their newest record, Sorrow Will Drown Us All. Is that
Yep.
Yep.
Absolutely.
And I was
Jamal.
like, that is sick. And I messaged him immediately when I saw Recorruptor's artwork. And I was like, dude, we're boys with the guys in Recorruptor. Could you do our art, please? And he's like, fuck yeah, man. He's, so I kind of gave him some lyric ideas from our record. And he went solely off of my lyrics. He did not, I didn't really tell him what to do. I was like, I just want it to fit some of the lyrical content. And there's a song called Labyrinth of Sanity on the record, and that's kind of where you get the labyrinth or the maze looking thing in the guy's skull. And then Necrotic Dominion, I reference like a tree with body parts hanging from it, and that's kind of where you get that tree from. And so I think he killed the vibe, and he did a great job overall. But I believe his name is Timon Kokot. Yes, that's his last name. So look him up. Sick artist.
Yeah, this is a great style that I love for death metal. The basically like hand painting canvas, right?
Yep.
Acrylic.
Yeah,
I think. So we go back to albums like from Death. Death had a lot of the hand painted acrylics. Like at a point, like that. Not at first. You got like 3 albums are like they're more like the cartoon hand drawn sketch, what have you. But the paintings they got into. So that's always a style of art that resonated with me with death metal is taking the time. It takes a long time to write this music. Like you got to be really patient to write death metal. It's complicated. It's convoluted. There's a lot. Even if you try to put it into a box with a pop structure, like you still there's a lot of nuance to it. So I think a painting fits because there's always a lot of nuance and patience involved in putting a brush to canvas.
Yeah, and I think it fits the sound. Like I think the digitally designed artwork like we did in the past, where it's an artist drawing it, but it's all digital. That looks cool for more deathcore and slam style art. I think it kind of fits that more like modern slammy vibe.
Sure.
But we wanted to go with something more like raw and authentic that kind of represents just death metal.
Yeah, it's sick, dude.
It's still brutal and whatnot, but
I love it. It's a great death metal album cover, so nailed it.
no notes.
Yep.
Other than
no notes.
Perfect score.
Yeah. I think we're all old enough to appreciate back when you bought an album and you looked at all the fucking artwork.
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah.
I still
you read
collect
the lyrics, yeah.
I still
And-
collect vinyl and appreciate all that, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
just started getting vinyl because of you. I
Yep.
started getting vinyls, but like that artwork is sick, dude. And no one appreciates that shit anymore, and except us old dudes.
Times have changed, and now their expectation is just kind of different. They want like more digital content, if you will. So videos.
Yeah, put a single out every 3 months.
Yeah,
that's
good.
the thing now. Is like,
Yeah.
like
do you
that's-
have like 10 grand to give us? Because that shit, like people don't realize that costs money to put out a lot of content like that. That's why I think it's great to go the DIY route. Like, for instance, to bring up Michael again, he does all of his band shit, whether it's video production, music production, and they still have to pay money on the equipment to do it, but you have that equipment and you can just bust out a video whenever. You know?
Absolutely.
So that's something I thought about getting into in the future, but not on my priority list right now.
Right.
So,
Absolutely.
Sure.
But yeah, going back to the artwork thing, it's just like having that album in your hand, going through it, being in the vibe as you're like jamming it in your headphones, You're like, oh, fuck yeah.
yeah.
When the artwork fits, like you guys' does, or, some of them old, even like you're reading Cannibal Corpse, the Bleeding lyrics.
Oh,
you're
yeah.
like, oh my God, I'm going to hell. What is going on?
exactly.
I remember reading
Getting
that
scared
15,
as
I'm
a
like,
kid.
how did I even get this? What the fuck is this?
I laugh.
But I'm like, I was like, yeah, that's fucking sweet.
Yeah, but you could probably remember, like,
Yeah.
I remember, like, 3rd grade, I got a boombox, and I got Creed Human Play,
Oh,
or
yeah.
Human Clay, and that was, like, my
It's heavy
fucking
back then.
jam, dude. I was like,
It's
so
hard.
many riffs on it. And then
Yeah.
it was like that summer. I was in my room, had my boombox, and I was going through my dad's CDs, and I found the Southern Trendkill CD.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
There you go.
First song, and it starts out scream. Yeah, exactly. And I was like, fuck. I changed it
Immediately.
and I was like, Jesus Christ, you know.
Dude,
and then
he was like thought he was going to be taken higher. And
Yeah.
that's not what happened.
No,
on the
no.
Southern Trendkill.
that next song, War Nerve, has got like the riff, dude.
Mm.
That fucking riff is so like that's what made me want to play guitar, right?
Oh,
there.
yeah.
That
that's-
groove metal.
Dude, that's sick.
And that was
Yeah.
the same with me with hearing Pete Sandoval play drum check or on that one Morbid Angel album.
Yeah, where he's
Oh,
yelling
okay.
him. He's like,
Yep.
"Pete!"
He's like, give me your kick drum, and then
Yeah.
he just goes insane.
Yeah.
And I was like, I want to do that.
Yeah,
Like-
hell yeah.
Yeah,
You're
pivotal
doing
moments.
it. You're definitely doing it these days.
He does all that shit, and then he's like, "Okay, Pete, kick drum."
Yep. Yep. He's like, just your kick drum, please.
Just the kick drum. Thanks.
Yep.
All right. So yeah, artwork, super sick, dudes. Fucking man, I think you're gonna knock it out of the park. Have you released this just as the time we're speaking yet? Obviously, it'll be out probably by the time.
Yeah,
have you
oh,
shared
like
it online?
the
Oh,
artwork
okay,
is
cool.
shared. Yep.
Artwork, yeah.
I thought I seen it, but I just wanted to make sure. Tell me a little bit about the name. Is this kind of your department, Dylan? I mean,
Like the name for the album.
yeah, the
Cognitive
name for the album.
Dismemberment.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Just because I noticed there's not like a song named that, right?
there's
So,
not,
yeah.
no.
Which is always cool in my book too. You don't
Mhm,
necessarily have to have the song
Like a self
as the title, right? You can have.
Yeah,
You can sneak it in as a lyric somewhere. Did
Right.
you do that?
I didn't know.
Uh,
No, it
Would've
was
been
it was
cheeky.
You're bumming them out. You're bumming them out.
hey,
Lying.
hey,
They can't understand the lyrics.
Better go back to Tim and fix that.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah,
I'm
tell
pretty
us
sure.
about it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I came up with it after all the lyrics and everything was done for the album. I gave them like a list of names I had come up with, and how I like structure or like how I came up with the names were like, okay, what are names that can fit the vibe of this album? And a lot of the songs deal with psychological issues or some type of torment, psychologically, physically, whatever, going insane,
I was gonna say like insanity.
Mhm.
some of it's just straight gore, but I felt like overall, stuff like that would fit the album better. And everyone, for the like, it was majority vote. Like, yeah, Cognitive Dismemberment was the favorite, so we just rolled with it.
cool.
Good.
I like it. I fuck with it. Yeah. So getting into this album, to me, I'm just gonna give you a few notes right up front. Stella killed the production on this. Absolutely fucking knocked it out of the park.
Yep.
Just for what you guys are offering on this. Odium was cool. Don't get me wrong. I liked it. I'm a fan of you guys. I fucking really like you guys' shit. But
Thanks.
like, y'all came into this like blue chewed up because y'all rock hard as a
Blue chewed,
Because I'm telling you, this motherfucker slams. The bass tone is out of control, fantastic. The guitar tone, although heavy and crushing, it's super clear. I can hear all the notes. All the fucking chugs are there, but you're not missing any of that low palm muted fucking action that you need when you want them chuggies that you guys get into. Vocals are absolutely fucking phenomenal. The enunciation is on point. And of course, the drums, man, just precision on the drums. They're fucking awesome job, dude.
Thanks.
So to me, this album rules. And I just, if you guys don't mind, I'm just going to go off on a tangent. It's like, I seen this dude post something the other day and he said, well, at least I'm not a white cisgender male and I don't have a podcast. Well, to guys like me that have a podcast, it's kind of fucked up to say something like that, especially if it's a dude that's like in the metal scene and shit, you know?
Sure.
And to me, I'm like, well, I do my podcast so I can have dudes like you fucking sit here and show me badass shit like this.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'm kind of like, do what the fuck you want to do in your life and don't let comments like that like
Absolutely.
annoy you or distract you. To me, I'm just kind of like, I put a lot of work into this podcast,
Yeah.
but overall I do it because I can fucking hang out and meet dudes like you and fucking you guys can share your art with me. So that's the reason why I do this. So I didn't mean to go off on a tangent, but
You're
that's just
good.
been on
It's
my
all
fucking
good.
mind. So I was just
Also,
like,
who gives a fuck what you are?
yeah, exactly. Like,
I don't give a fuck what you are. Like,
Yeah.
if you do a podcast because you want to do it, awesome.
yeah, absolutely. I'm just like, to what end does that mean anything? It just fucking rubbed me the wrong way. I was going to talk to you about it yesterday on the way to the show, but I was just like thinking as I was listening to this album this morning again, I'm like, this is the reason why I fucking do this, because you guys put out some sweet shit and you're sharing it with me before it comes out, and I appreciate that. So thank you very much for that.
Cool.
Absolutely.
But yeah, getting into this fucking number of my notes. What about you, Nick? Did you have anything to say on it, or?
I loved this album. I had to reach out to Dylan immediately and tell him how I felt about it. Saw Kyle last night, and I was like, "Yo, bro, I love it when I can sit there and listen to an album where I don't have to give it a bunch of adjective descriptions, like it's this, that, or the other genre." I was like, "This is some pure death metal, like contemporary fucking death metal. Don't really got to give you subgenres or any other classifications." And I was, thank you. Like this is a monumental death metal album. I was like, "Oh my god, it's great." My thoughts on it in retrospect was like, okay, there's a lot of harnessed energy here. Like you guys were focused and dialed in. It wasn't so much throwing raw meat at the wall like this big ugly death metal machine. It was like, oh, this is the war machine that rolls out oily, clean, like ready to kill everything. This thing's got so much power and focus, and like the songwriting was there. It's brutally heavy, but it doesn't stop at like brutal heavy death metal. But you don't branch out with all this other atmosphere and instrumentation that I noted. I just heard great musicians on the strings. I was like, oh God, like you branched out into like melodic sections where all three people are doing something different as opposed to like crushing, killing, destroying on the heavy parts. So you did allow for like progressive passages on the strings and Eric, God, dude, thank you. I mean, just for
thanks.
Still doing it, man. Like wow, like death metal drummers, Jesus, it's a lot of footwork, and then you gotta do so much up top. And man, I mean, you're a great drummer, and you're surrounded by great musicians.
Couldn't ask for better.
Dylan, the vocals, like the diversity, great. The enunciation, the phrasing of it. So those are my notes. Like this is a great death metal album, and this is a band that honestly I want to see you guys on some more shows, on some bills, like with some names, because once roll this thing out every fucking day once it drops. Just be like in people's faces with it, and like reach,
shove it down their throat.
Really, honestly, and and my hope is that you get on some killer bills with some big bands that are in your in your genre.
That'd be great.
Yeah, you guys are totally worthy of that, and whatever other time you can take to tour if that becomes an option. And I'm sure that's a question down the line, and we'll get to it. But my notes are great fucking album, cognitive dismemberment. I smiled and did the ugly thing. And then I did ooh. Good musicians and just crushingly heavy stuff. So boys. Let's see some shows on some stages now, because this is something you got to really support. This is so good.
Well, we have one show for sure lined up already next year. It is
Pretty
a little bit
one.
it's a little bit out, but your guys are gonna really dig it.
Can't wait. Wait.
I'll tell you.
Let us know when you can.
afterwards.
Yeah, let's go.
I'll tell you about it afterwards. I can't.
Sure.
I can't tell the people yet.
Yeah,
but-
no
problem.
Get that.
Yeah,
No
get
problem.
that.
We get that. But yeah, so overall, fucking awesome album. Like I said, Michael did an awesome job. I think this is you guys' shining moment so far. Some of the other releases, there were some good ideas and some good points. Maybe not all the production kind of came through the way it needed. And I know Michael's also grown in his, his action and his, learning and knowing how to get better. So maybe some of that might have missed the point a little bit, or whatever it is. But you guys are like on fucking 10 right now. I mean, this thing is powerful. So be proud of this thing.
Yeah. And this is I think this is the first time where pretty much we came in with like a 90% full song, and we hardly changed shit, because all the other albums we'd come in with a song like, yeah, this song's badass, and then Michael would be like, it's not working out, but part of that is me. I recorded all the strings for the guys. I'd basically just hit the record button for them.
Okay.
So I produced the strings on it. But these guys came fucking hard with the riffs. Like all the other albums, I myself helped write some guitar on, but I didn't have to even think of a riff on this album, because these dudes, they just came with the riffs. So I just hit record, and Michael, I worked hand in hand with Michael to make sure my recording setup was solid.
Okay. So you recorded the guitars at your place?
I did, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he just mixed them.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Awesome, dude. I did have to go to him to record. I didn't record my own vocals or anything like that, because I like someone else being there who also is experienced with vocals to be like, that's not working.
Right.
Like, so I
Yeah.
did go to him and had to have him, do that. So
Yeah, that's a
And
good idea.
having like a second opinion to like, if he hears something you don't.
yeah,
That's the
absolutely.
nice thing about
Yeah.
working with Mike, though, would be like to have that not in the band perspective, But Dylan did a great job. It's nothing bad, but it's like it is kind of nice to have somebody like, oh, do this, and you're like,
try
oh,
this.
shit, this, that,
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
and it changed the whole song or whatever,
Right.
Yeah, there was some shit that I thought was sick, and I went to go record it, and Michael's like,
yeah.
it's not that great. How
Well-
about you do this instead? And we tried it, and I was like, you're right, that does sound better. Let's
Yeah.
roll with it,
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we still do that on our own a little bit too.
Yeah.
Like
Mhm.
Blake, there's one of my riffs that he's like, why don't you, keep this part going, and then do this, and then you play it, and it's like, dude, that's sick.
Yeah,
we got to do that now.
absolutely. Mhm.
Yeah,
So-
it's all about the synergy, and then, like you said, having that extra set of ears too, because you guys have been playing these songs probably for a while now, so you're just used to hearing it
you
that
get the
way.
demo,
so, yeah.
demo-itis type stuff.
So then you guys are all like, "Yeah, that's fucking sick," and then Mike hears it and he's like, "Well,
Good start.
Actually, yeah.
Good idea.
I like where your head's at.
yeah, I love the effort."
yeah. That's
And there was a couple things that we had to go back and change. Like I sent it to Michael, and Michael's like,
mostly my shit. He's gonna talk about my shit.
yeah, this guitar
You guy.
solo
This
is
fucking
not
new guy.
super because like I'm not really experienced with recording guitar solos. Like I've been doing pre-production for our band for a long time, but I always just did like the rhythm sections. And I'm not like super good with guitar solos. I don't know how to write guitar solos. I don't know anything about them. I just know it sounds cool.
Neither, dude.
So Michael was like, yeah, clean up this part, clean up that part, re-record it, and come back to me. And that's what we did. But it wasn't like anything major.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, this sweep right here was like a little sloppy. Like
Yeah.
redo it,
Okay.
So
All right. Well, so we kind of we'll dive a little bit more into the production, just the whole process and everything.
Of course, yeah.
after. But
Yep.
let's just go. We'll just go fucking song by song, and I'll kind of get you guys' feedback off each song if you guys are cool with that, and I'll give you some of my feedback. This bitch opens with the Labyrinth of Sanity. The second power chord riff at 114 fucking rules hard. You kind of really hear that bass come through. Fucking really sick, dude. Yeah, that bass, and then the Blackened death metal feel where you're talking about that might be a Jared type thing, but
Yeah.
man, that is just so eerie and
Yeah.
total Blackened death metal feel.
He's
and then,
got a special talent, dude, to like he can create like an atmosphere type thing. I can't do that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I'm like as many notes as I can fit in there. Like, okay, now that's cool.
right.
But he can just like take two notes, and like make it sound cool as fuck. I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, I don't have that.
Yeah, that to me, just giving that vibe and that feel off of that, is fucking totally awesome. Just gives it that, I don't know, that Blackened death metal feel always speaks to my soul anyway. I just love that dark energy there.
Yeah.
Obviously the vocals completely rule all over this, and then there's like this little guitar run where it stops, like, and then like the trem riff comes in. Super badass, super strong song just to start this album. You guys open this bitch ruling hard. So
Mhm. Yeah, that was the first song we recorded for the album, and Jared had like that cool little clean intro part.
mhm.
I'm like, fuck, let's kick it off with that, just
Ease it in.
yeah, just kind of ease you in. You put the record on, and you're like, okay, I hear clean guitar, so it's not. I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't mind records that you put on and it's just boom right in your face the second you hit play. But this is like, okay, we're getting people ready to pay attention, and
There'll be enough of that.
yeah. I was gonna say the rest
The
of the
next, like,
album is in
35
your
minutes,
face.
yeah.
The whole album's just in your face after that.
Well,
So
there is a few parts where some of the dynamics, there were some good choices made, and we'll get into that, where some dynamics do come through. And I love that about death metal, because you could have 35 minutes of just slamming music, but if you don't have any kind of little musical break or differentiation, it's just going to be 35 minutes of slamming death metal,
it's
which is like,
needed.
it's cool, but it might get a little redundant. But you guys made some good choices, and we'll get into that as we go through the songs. But anything else on you guys' end as far as Labyrinth of Sanity that you wanted to talk about?
That was the only one off the new album that we've actually played live twice.
Oh,
Because we played it live twice when we had written it and gotten it down. So that was some fun. We've got
Okay.
to
Yeah.
do.
Good. And you actually made a comment to us here in Muskegon when we played at I don't remember the venue name.
Rake
right down,
Brewery.
yeah,
Rake beer, yeah.
at Rake, and you said, yeah, that's the new shit. Like basically, you're like that's what you guys need to do, and I was like, sweet, because that's our new song.
Okay.
Yeah. Great.
Dude, I forgot about that. But
Yeah. Also nailed it again.
Yeah. No notes.
I love the clean. I love the clean intro. I love that
Mhm.
dark, moody, clean, just like black water. Like, give it to me. Like,
Yeah.
it's just dark as night. So well done on that. That
Mhm.
sets a great mood. But the production again stands out immediately with something like that. If you can get a good dark, clean riff,
Mhm.
like ooh, like it's, and it doesn't sound too thin or just
Yeah.
And you didn't overdo it time-wise either. You kind of just sprinkled it in there and then got right into it. But
rolled
you
right
didn't give
in.
me a minute and a half of some horse shit.
Yeah.
Clean fucking.
Yeah, when we say clean,
strings and all this other shit, like you didn't. That wasn't needed. It's
Yeah.
like let's get into this motherfucker.
No.
Like
it's clean, but it's dark
Yeah,
and
yeah,
moody.
exactly.
And
Yeah.
those black metal elements that Jared brings, man, in contrast to like the thrash metal riffs that basically Kyle, you're bringing the death metal, thrash metal riffs.
right.
The Paul music, man, those two things work so well together
Yeah.
in contrast. It's a nice juxtaposition. So
Mhm.
nailed it again. I mean, you guys, good work on the opening track. I immediately was like, this is one, and I got 7 more of these. Like,
Yeah.
let's
Yeah.
go, fam.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
all right. You guys good on that? Any other comments or
Nope.
things about that? Okay.
Yeah, just don't judge that solo live. That would be the only thing.
Hey man, if you've ever played live, you understand.
Yeah.
So Necrotic Dominion is the second song. Riffs rule hard on this one. I'll probably say that for everyone, so just get used to it. Drumming really super solid and fantastically sharp on this one. A little more black metal riffage on this one too. And then there's like a riff. It's like a little guitar triplet run. Super cool on that. Love the solo rhythm. And then that's kind of more towards the end of the song. Then about 3:14, you guys turn into like this like kind of chuggy, I would say like almost Cannibal Corpse type trill riff
Yeah.
at the end or whatever. But another just banger of a song, man. Fucking love that one too.
Thanks.
That's a like burner at the end, like to play that.
Right?
Yeah.
Right-handed?
I mean both really.
Yeah.
It's like it's all down pick, but that is the one that ends with the fucking
Yeah.
dude. I fuck up song names so bad.
Mhm.
Like you'll be
Yeah.
like, you're like, this next song is
It's-
called, and I'm like, fuck, how's this one start?
Yeah.
But-
does it help that,
That
you-
was-
do you do the death metal vocal when you announce the songs too? I can't remember. I saw you at Rake, but I was also drinking
Yeah,
dark,
sometimes.
heavy dark
Some-
beer, so
yes.
a little fuzzy on the names.
Yeah.
If it's a and I'm like, thanks.
I'm not a super. People who've seen us play live, I'm not a super serious character live. Like I'm really
No,
not.
you're-
I really like to have fun
Yeah.
with
No,
my
You're
life. Like,
yeah.
I don't.
quite deadpan too, though.
Yeah.
yeah. So
I
you
don't.
gotta.
I don't try to act like a total fool, and so people don't take it seriously. But I like to joke around. So I'll be like, "This song is," just to like
Yeah.
nobody can understand what I'm saying, but I just
think
want to
it's
fuck with them.
Like when we got done with one song, I think we were at Mulligan's, and like Dylan looks like he bench press a house. He's
Yeah.
big dude, and then he's like, "Thank you," and like flicks his leg up and shit. Oh yeah,
yeah.
That's awesome.
But yeah, that was a Kyle song. Necrotic Dominion was.
Yep.
So speaking of Kyle bringing material to this record, Kyle wrote that one in full, and one of the cool things I like about that song is Blake is kind of doing a cool bass run behind Kyle's solo
yeah.
on that
Mhm.
song, and I think that's what you're talking about, that the rhythm behind the
Yeah.
solo
Yep.
section.
Mm.
Blake's doing like a cool bass thing, and then the guitars are playing like a
Just
minor
going
chord or
through minor,
something.
yeah.
Yeah. So it's a pretty cool run there, and then the end, like you said, obviously gets heavy with the. It's not really a breakdown, like it's kind of a chuggy Cannibal Corpse-esque
Yep.
riff. So
Those
yeah,
are like
Yeah,
my
yeah,
favorite
absolutely.
riffs. Eric Rutan type riffs.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah, yeah.
That it's like every band does the. It's just a staple
Oh, of
ever
course,
since
yeah.
Cannibal
Yeah.
did it, just because it
100%.
sounds so fucking cool. So you just kind of you're allowed to use it because it sounds
yeah.
fucking
I'm
awesome.
gonna
you know?
I'm gonna
It's
do
like-
it forever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. I'll do
Yeah.
it a lot too.
Yeah. It's gonna be in the next 10 songs I write.
Yeah.
So.
I'll do it. I'll overuse that all the time.
Oh,
so-
of course, dude.
It's funny you should say his name. I pretty much invoked Eric Rutan's name twice last night without so much as saying it because I compared the new album to what? Hate Eternal and Morbid Angel.
Morbid Angel.
Yeah. So I was like, I mean, if you guys are okay with those names, like
I would love to be okay with those names.
okay, yeah, because I figured if you're not,
yeah.
then I missed it. I'm sorry, guys.
Those are all
Like,
my band. Cannibal. I didn't wear a Cannibal shirt today because I was worried Dylan was going to show up with one, and we've done that before.
Oh, yeah. No,
Now you guys got the double
No, we got-
revocation.
Yep.
Yeah.
Not even intentional.
I mean,
we had the
it
double
was-
death last night.
Yeah.
We each had a death hoodie. That was cool.
yeah.
A lot of groove on this album. I guess that was the main takeaway that I was going to mention was like for a death metal album, you didn't bury me in a lot of grind or blast. Thank you, sir.
Mhm.
Like
There's
there's
a lot
right.
on there
no,
still,
but
though.
I never
Yeah.
felt like it overwhelmed the riffs or it took over the production. I think
Okay.
that was a problem for me along the way in like death metal production is too many of them blast and grinds would just wash everything out in the mix.
Mhm.
And with your guys' stuff, I didn't feel that way at all. And there was there was so much more groove to where you got to those beats, they made sense. They were you built up to them properly and you didn't
Thanks.
didn't get buried in it in the production.
That
And,
makes sense.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
like well done on those choices.
And I don't like taking away from the magic of what they're doing too.
Yeah, and they're
I know.
doing a lot.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
sometimes you have to do less.
Yeah.
We'll come back to you doing more, maybe on an easier riff. Hey, you
That's
just
what-
want to sludge in the mud here.
Yeah.
You do you.
That's what's cool though. Is like if I got a shitty riff, it's like Eric, can you just
Yeah.
do something cool? You know, like I can't think of anything, so here you go. And
And sometimes too, it's weird when you're writing riffs. It could be something that you may not think that sounds that cool, but as soon as you add a sweet drum beat, you're like, that's actually pretty badass because you're
Yeah,
thinking
dude.
of all these extra notes or runs or something you could put over it. But it's like might be something simple, but as soon as that beat comes in, you're like, oh, that riff is actually sick as fuck. Like
Absolutely.
less is more on that kind of thing, you know.
Yeah.
But it is hard when you're sitting there writing things by yourself because you want to overcomplicate it and make it all like, oh, this got to be super technical and
Yeah.
sweet. Because
Yeah.
if you just write like a little 4-chord thing by yourself, you're like, that sounds stupid as
Oh, yeah,
fuck.
dude.
Like,
Yeah.
but then if he's like doing some cool blasts or the bass is really making that part sticks out, you
Yeah.
know, it's just once you get all them other things there, it makes sense, you know.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Necrotic Dominion, we good on that? Any other thoughts or
No.
prayers on that?
Prayers.
So
Tots and pears.
so we go into Echoes of Forgotten Torment, song number 3. To me, this is probably my favorite one. Fucking just super fast out the gate, just tight drums. Right hands, you guys' right hands, man. Fucking
What are you guys doing in your spare time?
yeah, I know, so fucking awesome. Fucking
Play a lot of guitar.
yeah,
that's
it. Hard. Drums rule on this one, just so tight. 113, there's like this little Discord groove. I really like it. It's kind of like a groove, and then you goes, you kind of throw in these little discords in there, fucking super sweet. And then it like kind of changes into a groove. And then I said, when I grow up, I will be this good. Fucking awesome, not fair. So very cool track, man. Fucking love this one.
Yeah, that was a track Jared wrote, and
J-Rod.
like the demo version of it did not sound as cool as like you going back to writing songs with no drums or super simple drums. You're like, oh, it's not really that cool. As soon as Eric put his drums on there, I'm like, holy fuck. Like, this song went from being a good song to being super sick. You know what I mean? Just because Eric's drums are super intense. And I think that song needed those super intense drums to kind of give it that Blackened death metal vibe that Jared was going for on that one, you know? So,
Yeah.
and then at the end, it kind of gets a little groovy and, you know,
Mhm.
kind of opens up more. So,
So when he's offering you the demos, are they just guitar scratch tracks to a click, or is he kind of like drum programming some basic?
Jared will click in his own drums, but
Okay.
he doesn't want to sit there for hours and hours
Right,
programming
getting
drums. So
too
he just does
meticulous. Yeah.
does basic
Really
beats,
basic
and
shit,
then yeah,
I get you.
easy.
Oh.
We pretty much all use Easy Drummer, or I think Kyle uses Crim drums or something like that.
Yeah, but I punch him in.
It's a
I
crim.
get
Yeah, but that
This is a crim.
you know, with our busy lives, it's just an easier way to get songs written, and then we bring them to practice as much as we can, and be like, all right, guys, this is the song I wrote, and then we'll try to jam them out together as a unit. You know,
Okay.
so
Yeah, that makes sense. Save a lot of time that way.
Yep.
Okay. Any other comments or anything on this one?
No.
I really like that one though. That one was badass to me. Then we move into Forsaken by the Grave. Another just ripper coming off the bat with the opening riff. Fucking, you guys do not disappoint on the like getting right into this and slapping me in the face type shit. Super chuggy riff, and then he's kind of like grinding underneath, really cool. And this one was really fun to me because there's like some arpeggiated kind of chords and like blasting over that, so it gives it like this one was a real Morbid Angel Nociception kind of feel to me.
Yeah,
this one, especially with the like tight right hands on this with the kicks and everything. And then about 158, you guys go into again the blackish like chords with the blast, super cool on that. And I love how you guys sometimes go to the moody black metal parts, but you guys flawlessly go back into like the heavy death metal. Like you kind of don't take a lot of fucking around to get back there, but it just fits when you kind of go back into some of that chunkier stuff from some of that higher minor chord stuff, right? But and again, the vocal patterns on this one really stood out to me as well. So good job on that one too. Forsaken by the Grave.
And that was another one Kyle wrote.
Yeah, that was another one of mine.
Yep.
I tried to steal some Jared shit and do because I wanted to take that song and just like turn left with it. You know, like when it does that pick scrape and then starts into that shit. I was thinking it'd be kind of fun, see if it works. And actually the first riff on that, or not the first riff, third riff maybe, I used to use as like a warm-up. It's that little like climbing thing.
Yeah, that one.
I used to do it as a warm-up like all the time because it uses like all your fingers. And then I was like, this might be cool in a fucking song. And then slap it in there and it's like, no, this fucking works, man.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
Then Jared's got to fucking learn it.
Yeah. Now you got to warm up with it, then play it in the song.
Yeah,
too,
yeah. Yeah. Jared doesn't like that song. He doesn't like when I do a bunch of riffs like that. He's like, dude, god damn it.
Yeah, it also adds, he does like a little flutter with the Floyd, like a wee wee.
Oh, yeah.
And Jared's like, damn, I gotta use a Floyd, all right, you know?
Yeah, because that's the one that's got a kind of that run thing, and then it goes to that harmonic, and then then you're doing that with them, right? Like the whole bass run and everything. Yeah, that's sweet, dude.
That song freaking kills my left hand, dude.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
But I love that he came to the table and wrote it like that, because writing drums and stuff like that, it challenges you to step outside of a box. And the parts you guys are specifically talking about, it's like, how do I accent this differently? How do I accent that differently? So I appreciate Kyle's writing once he came into this.
Yeah. Me too, man. Me too. You guys are on point with this record, I'm telling you. And number 5, anything else about that song?
No,
I don't think so.
It was, I will say it was one of the funnest songs on the album to write vocals to.
Okay.
It just had a cool groove to it the whole time, and I'm like, fuck yeah, this is sweet. Like, I didn't even have to think about my vocal patterns. It just fit right in there. You know what I mean? So that's all I got to say about that.
Cool. And then number 5, Entropy Reigns. This one, so this is kind of, I'm assuming you wrote this first riff.
He's like, this one fucking sucks.
No, you wrote this first riff because this is the one that I had the BDM.
This is another one of mine, yeah.
But it's cool because you come out with like that riff and it goes once or twice and then it switches right away into another kind of like, it's a different riff, but it's a sick ass riff. And then there's another one you switch again, switch like right away. But it's cool because you guys bring that whole pattern itself back again, so it makes sense when it comes back. But it's just like, I was like, riff, and then I was like, oh, okay, we're switching. Oh, wait, fuck, 3 sweet riffs back to back. I'm like, he used those 3 fucking riffs real fast on that. I was like, them were some bangers too, but I did feel the Black Dahlia, the melodic kind of bouncy thing right off rip on this one.
Yeah. No, I've had that riff for a minute, and it's just funny to, like, when I'm listening to it, I'm like, dude, I'm ripping off the fucking Black Dahlia so bad.
I think that was one of the first riffs he showed us. I demoed that riff out with him years ago. And I lied earlier. I said I didn't have any riffs on the album. I think I put one riff towards the end of the song on there. But other than that, Kyle wrote the whole thing. So, yeah, very Black Dahlia-esque, and I love it.
I definitely noticed that influence sprinkled in throughout the album, but I think it fits so well. It gives some of that groove. Again, you're breaking up some of that groove with a nice little thrash type of beat and some speed.
And you can't get mad about that because honestly, Black Dahlia basically took what At the Gates was doing. So like, you can't really. They just did it their own way, you know.
Yeah,
so
dude, they're fucking
and they did it
sick,
well
too.
for a long time.
Yeah, they fucking rule. But I mean, yeah, that's just kind of their style. But this isn't your whole style. It's not like, you know, it's just a little influence.
Yeah.
But super awesome riff. There's this ride groove on here too, Eric, that fucking with some chugs on it. Super cool, dude. Audible vocals on this one too. Another one that I just wrote a note that like even though you're doing all these cool different types of vocals and the gutturals, besides when you do the super toilet stuff, I can like understand everything that you're saying.
I try not to go overboard with the toilet bowl stuff.
Yeah.
I put it in there where I feel like it fits. But I like to add a lot of diversity, you know, to my vocals without, like you said earlier when we were talking before the podcast, doing the vocal Olympics.
Right.
Like just back to back, you know, I'll do one section high, one section low, or maybe half the section high, half the section low, or whatever.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, but it like fits the song. You're not doing it just to be like, look at me and all the cool things. You know?
right.
And you also do something that's really cool. And I also like this about that Never Ender band. I don't know if you guys heard them, but they're from Detroit area. Their vocals was really good at this too. It's like you'll throw in these little like sprinkles of stuff where you may do a vocal in a song, but it'll only be that vocal in that song that one time. Like the one little gremlin vocal that you do that we'll talk about with the effect on it or whatever. You don't do that every song.
No.
Right?
No, there's certain stuff where I'm recording vocals and Michael or even me, I'm like, dude, we should do like some stupid shit here or some weird shit just to kind of mix it up.
Yeah.
Or, hey, this would fit this part. And Michael specifically referred to it as gremlin vocals.
Yeah.
Like, hey, do a goblin or gremlin vocal here.
Yeah. Absolutely. But now you don't do that every song or for 35 minutes straight so it doesn't get redundant. But that one song stands out to me because I remember that one cool vocal you did.
Yeah.
You're not saying, look at me, I can do 37 vocals, but I'm not doing all 37 in the first 4 bars and every bar, subsequential bar after that throughout the record, right?
Honestly, dude, I mean, obviously, you know, remembering lyrics can be hard enough if you don't,
especially death metal lyrics when you're using all these syllables and shit.
I think so. Remembering all of the types of vocals I'm using, because sometimes live, like I'll do a low where I was supposed to do a high just because that's what I'm feeling in the moment, and I do try my best to like emulate what I did on the album, but sometimes it just doesn't work that way.
Absolutely.
You know?
So for me, I felt like a lot of the lyrical writing process influenced whether I was going high or low with my vocals. I would feel that as I was writing. I was like, oh, right here, I kind of want to go like high with it. And then I would say maybe back up with some lows or not. But to your point, there's a lot of times where we would practice and I would maybe change and Jay would be like, I thought you were doing the high part here. And I'm like, well, today I'm feeling the low. Like it's coming out naturally. But yeah, to your point, like it helps to remember the lyrics when you know this part's high, that part's low. You start to associate that high tone with those words. You know, or I start high here. Generally, like I open my verses high and then I work it low as we go into the chorus. Those sorts of things kind of help in the memorization of the songwriting process. I always found.
Yep.
So,
but yeah, good job with that, dude. Fucking awesome song. Actually, that's okay. That was my next note. Actually, this is a song that Entropy Reigns. That's the one you do the gremlin vocal in.
Okay.
Towards the end there. It's like you go on this. I don't know. It's like a fact.
Oh yeah.
It
kind of has like a little bit of a lo-fi.
It's like an effect on there, almost like the telephone kind of effect.
And when I'm doing it, I'm almost speaking it. I'm not really screaming. I'm like like that, you know,
like troll it,
like that. I'm not really like screaming it, you know? So yeah. And then we just fucking put all tons of effects on it just to make it sound
just like books on audio.
Vibey. Yeah.
Just give me a little gremlin.
But awesome song, another fucking awesome banger. Then we go into Veins of Eternal Suffering. I loved how you gave us your morning routine, Listerine. Before the and they're like flossing.
I was waiting for this comment.
Yeah, and he's like,
I love it. I did it as a joke.
Yeah. We should have put that as like an impact. It's him just like spitting.
Or
no, it was cool. I fucking loved it. It's a good
I
way
totally
just
did
to
that as a joke.
Yeah, but still, I mean,
it was good.
There's a song on the new Black Braid. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Black Braid, but he does this thing where he's like, yeah, and then he lets off this vicious scream over it when the song starts. But like, I won't forget that because at first I'm like, why is he making? He kind of sounds like a cat that's gonna puke up a hairball. He's like, and then I'm like, that's pretty fucking sweet though. So it makes you stand out.
Record the warm up.
Yeah,
yeah, it makes you remember it. That's for sure. Yeah,
I actually took a little bit of water and.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's cool.
He's going to do that live and then spit it into the crowd.
There we go.
I'll do the Triple H.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's certain bands that should just not be allowed to have water on stage.
No.
And spitting it and shit.
Yeah, that's
and then your power stance and your sliding, you know?
Yeah,
like,
that's dumb, man.
I'm too old for that.
Dude,
now my hip hurts and shit.
I love Vitriol, but when I saw them, Kyle,
Messy.
their guitar player, he opened, I don't know if he just had too much saliva in his mouth, but is the first vocal he did, he just spit out the biggest glob of spit ever. And it went all down his chest, his guitar. And I'm like, what is this? Is this a fucking live show or like, you know?
But that fits that band so well.
But
their music is so messy.
I was gonna say,
just like chaotic. Like that's
it fit the vibe.
I expect nothing less. Like there should probably be more things falling out of his mouth.
Just the fucking ecto cooler from the Slimer. Just
Yeah.
fucking.
Also, it's weird because when you meet him in person, he's like just the chillest dude ever.
He seems super nice.
You know what I mean? And I'm
Like,
just like, all right. He's like, yeah, man, we can get a picture. Yeah, you know.
he seems really mellow.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
for sure.
by and large,
Yeah.
he's not a perfect person. I know that.
Well,
too.
he's probably got to get it all out in that fucking insane music. That's
He's
how
holding
he gets
something
it.
in there.
Yeah, there's a demon in there
Yeah,
somewhere.
there's some kind of
Something
there's a
going on
creature
there.
living in there. He and almost got out on that apparent performance. Apparently, yeah, stuff some of it back.
Oh shit! Hopefully he never hears this podcast.
Yeah.
No, he'll come
Talking
on,
shit
he'll
about
love it.
big bands and stuff. And they're like, oh, did you say that some shit about me spitting on myself?
Yeah.
No, not shit on him. It's fucking great.
I was gonna say, we're not shitting on you. You spit on yourself.
No,
I don't
yeah,
know what's
it was.
Yeah,
it was
spit on
just. It was funny.
I drool
Yeah,
on myself
yourself,
when I'm enjoying a good sandwich.
Yeah,
So
that's all good.
there's that.
There you
But
go.
yeah, so this one, the Veins of Eternal Suffering, besides that, just slapping me again right off the bat. Love the open dynamic part in this at 114, bass / guitar solo. I said, okay, blood incantation. Thank you for that, though. This was that dynamics that really got to me in the albums, because we're at song 6, and you've punished me. You've made me hurt in the best ways possible at this point. But then you give me a little reprieve when you get a little funky on me, and we're letting, the music kind of open up, and then it's still musical and technical,
Right.
but just giving that little dynamic, and it's not so far out there where it's like, where'd that come from? But it's just a little something different to kind of break up that just death metal train that's been rolling through. You know what I'm saying? So, I would like to hear your input on this, Blake, and what that looked like coming in on this, because to me, this is basically a bass solo. So,
Right.
You can't have Nociception without a bass solo.
Some type of bass work. Yeah.
Yeah, it's I mean, it's really cool being a part of this band because they literally let me do whatever the hell I want, and
Heck yeah.
which is excellent because I don't have to try to, do a certain thing to impress a certain person or whatever. But overall, yeah, it's really fun to try to fill it up. Especially, I tried to get like old school with it, a little bluesy on it. But yeah, it was a fun one to record and fun one to write.
So did you write this and bring this to the band and say, hey, I want to put this
No,
section
no,
in, or how did this come about, I guess, is my
Yeah,
question.
Pretty much.
You want to pull that right up to you, dude? Or
Oh yeah.
Thank
So
you.
pretty much they're like, hey, you got a bass solo right here.
Oh, okay.
Yep. they're like, hey, here's a dead spot.
Sorry.
Here's your part. Do it.
Okay.
So then, yeah.
The thing with Blake though is like I'll be just fucking around with a riff at practice, and he'll come up with some shit that's like how the fuck did you do that? And he's not even. It looks like he's not trying. I don't know if like he's actually like thinking in his head like he's got like that meme of Zach Galifianakis where he's got all the numbers and shit. But no, like I had this riff. It was like literally just I don't know. It's hard for me to play, and then he just writes this sick ass thing over it in like 2 seconds, like almost from feel. And I'm like, what the fuck, dude? But I forgot. Didn't you go to school or something like that? Didn't you went to like
to make guitars?
Yeah. I went to luthier school.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, no, I've had no musical training or anything like that. My mom was a piano teacher, so I think it was like in my blood. You know, like it was weird. Like I picked up guitar, and I learned the Black Album by Metallica by ear.
And that's the shit that like stuff by ear. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's
your
just
ability to do that. Yeah.
Stuff by ear is definitely a genetic thing. Like you can get used to hearing tones and get closer to sounding the way that you should, but there are select people that when you meet them, they can just perfectly be intonated and learn stuff without ever looking at sheet music, and it disgusts me. But but those people are so goddamn beautiful. We must protect them.
Yeah, he's cheating. Where I'm like, I'm looking at his frets, and I'm like, shit, he doesn't have fret markers. I'm like, 1, 2. Moved.
Oh yeah, that hurts.
Yeah.
Maybe an artwork along the way.
Yeah.
Blake, your playing is a really good microcosm of the band, especially on this album. And by that I mean, again, a lot of the restraint, like. A lot of bass players, they want to do extra. They want to keep up with the guitarist, but you got to understand that this frequency is very low and it moves very slow. So the more you in the studio banging on the bass, that just kind of becomes more noise. I didn't get that from you at all. I felt like the bass tones were good and clear and thick, and then you put in the extra work where it fits. Like they let you have all of this range. There's territory to stomp and do all these bass fills, and I was like, oh, and he's doing it so well too. Great tones. Kind of remind me of Steve DiGiorgio-ish,
Yep,
you know, like
absolutely,
just the way that they let you just walk the dog, but also better tones, because I never could get with fretless tones. Like, and I don't, like some fretless tones to me, I'm just kind of like, oh, it's so trebly. Yeah. But I didn't get that from you. I just got good grit, like just grimy, heavy, dirty bass. Like it fit the music very well. So, you know, you knew you all can cut loose. But you all can hold back enough for the sake of the song. And I felt like that was the biggest takeaway from this album is like every song just felt so harnessed, and there wasn't that chaos, but every bit of it was so intense and punishing, other than moody and just groovy. Like, and I felt like your playing was a good representation of that too.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I really tried to overall do less is more, like in general, you know, because a lot of times you're like, oh, I could, you know, just fill this up like crazy right now, but is it best for the whole tone of everything, you know?
Right.
So it was that was definitely something that I tried to keep conscious about the whole time, and I think it shows in the record for sure.
Yeah, there was a couple moments where Blake even wrote some super sick shit, and I'm like, yeah, that's it. And Blake's like, let me hear that back, and he goes, no, actually, that bass part's too complicated for that guitar riff. I'm gonna dumb it down and play this instead.
That's like super smart.
That was on Labyrinth, so I had like a lead part over the chorus, you know. And after recording it, I was like, oh, there's 2 notes that clash there, so I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to do the root note. And it turned out good, actually.
Yeah. It's smart. To be able to dial it all the way back to just like the root note and say, well, for the sake of the song right here, we don't all need to be on that riff. Now it's going to start to muck it up. And what's that going to look like live too? So if I just hold it down in the root real easy here, let those guys step forward and riff out. It'll be great.
And you're putting your ego aside because you're like, that's probably funner and cooler to play,
right.
And it looks sweeter. But you're like, it doesn't serve the song. So,
and I definitely, I fight that stigma of bass players in general. You know,
right?
Like where they're like, oh, you just freaking play the root note the whole time. Like, nah, dude.
Nope.
You're like, I have a hard time just trying to play the root note, actually.
That's a good thing.
And he's windmilling the whole time, dude. Windmilling. That, like, standing next to him is great, because like, I get like this breeze going on.
Fan?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's sweet.
That and the fact that he's doing all this on a 6-string bass.
Yeah. Right.
It just opens it up even more for all the spots he can add in and stuff. And
more range.
Yeah, it's really impressive.
Yeah, it was nice on that bass solo. I actually get to do that high, you know, like on the very highest string. You know, anytime you can do that, it makes it worth having a 6-string, you know, versus like, oh, it looks cool. You know,
to have that extra string.
Yeah, exactly. Like, oh man, he's got 6 strings.
Holding your neck like this because it's, you know, a log basically.
Yeah,
dude, that thing is a log.
Yeah. No, it actually feels pretty comfortable for a 6-string bass, but I think it's ridiculous when you see like the 19-string guitar or whatever that was they made. Like, get the hell out of
even
here with
8-string guitar players, I'm just like, wow, that's a lot of strings,
dude. I had an 8-string for a minute, and it's like, half the shit that I play on there though, it's like I don't need all these strings, man. I just need a baritone.
I don't know. I'm just partial to a 6. I just
6.
like, you can shred a 6, man. Would I like some of that extra low sometimes, dumb it down even more than sometimes I tried to? Yeah, it'd be cool, but I'm just like playing 6, man. I guess I'm just old fashioned like that. I don't need all that extra shit. You got that one string on the bass that's just hanging out down there that never gets touched. Like, hey, what about me?
I think for me, I just kind of know my style now. I know where I fit. Like I don't want to go out of my way to like say learn how to play a 7-string guitar and learn chord formations or just get used to like maybe one day get that. And then you start exploring and writing, but for the most part, it's like I don't want to go out of my way right now. Why would I want to learn? Like if you're a band that uses 7s or something, I had to join, or you asked me like, can you join? That means buying a 7 and learning how to play a 7. You guys, I'd be wasting your time. I'd be sandbagging you.
I mean, I think it's all about the style of the riffs too. Like, fucking our old guitar player, he bought an 8-string and he's like, yeah, I'm gonna start writing 8-string riffs, and we're like, no, you're not. Yes, we don't play 8-string.
It doesn't fit.
Riff songs.
Right.
Yeah, like we don't do anything super. Like, yeah, we tune a 7-string to drop F sharp, and we have some pretty low stuff, but we don't go lower than that. We don't need to,
And we're not just riding that string all the time.
Right, yeah, like just the low
one. Yeah, like the 99 strings, but only play one kind of thing.
I think Currents does it really well. Now, they're more of a metalcore band, but they somehow make use of those really low tunings on a 7 or 8 in a very melodic way that it makes sense for them. So if you know what you're doing as a musician on those instruments, great, more power to you. But any deathcore, knuckle dragging kid is going to just come out here with his 8-string. It's like, what are you doing, man? Save a buck, buy a baritone.
And I'm not shitting on people.
Well, baritones
that do it,
cheap.
but like, if you can shred, like you're one of those dudes that needs all that range. Hell yeah.
Just like
or if you just like
leaders.
it, cool. But
thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
Like best example probably.
Yep.
Yeah.
Makes great use of the instrument.
Yeah. I'm more of a minimalist though. I would rather have less to fucking worry about.
Yep.
And too, man, when all the lights are going on and shit, and you're like,
yep.
I'm like, where am I? I can't.
Absolutely.
Suffered a bit of that last night.
But the still on veins of Eternal Suffering after the bass and / kind of guitar melody solo. I really like the vocal patterns on this one, but I also thought this one was kind of an interesting song structure too on this one. It was a little more concise.
Yeah,
a little less repetitive maybe.
Yeah, it's like heavy, and then like you said, we have that dynamic section with the solos, and then we kind of go right back into the same heavy riff that we started the song with, and then it ends.
Okay.
So it's kind of like a boom, heavy solo, heavy, done.
And I kind of like that because then you're just not always just doing that basic structure all the time. So like when you do throw a song like this in the album, it gives it a little bit of
every song is structured totally differently on this album, pretty much. As far as like, I mean, most songs have a chorus. And like a quote unquote breakdown section.
And verses though.
And verses, like all the parts of songs, but they are all put in there at different places and maybe structured. Like there's songs like that one, which is just like a heavy part into the solo section, back into heavy, and then it ends. And then you get into the next song, Fed to the Pigs, which is kind of groove, chorus, heavy breakdown, back into the chorus, back into a heavy section, and then outro, more of a typical song structure. So.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool. Pop structure.
So we can get into Fed to the Pigs. I absolutely love this one too. And I love the fade in on this one. I don't know if that might have been a Michael thing or something. I'm not real sure. I don't know if that was an idea that you had. But this is also one of those things that's just a small section of the album that also makes it dynamic, right?
Yeah.
Because you don't just pound into another death metal song. You kind of give me something to... Then you're coming off that previous song, which was a good choice too, because you kind of had that cool, like, open bass solo, then it just kind of fades into this next song. So I thought that was a good choice going into this one.
Your candy.
Yeah, the opening riff rips, and I love Eric. Then all of a sudden you kind of start doing a backbeat on it, and that's what really makes that opening riff really kick when you start settling into this almost like kind of do this back. I think it might be on the China. You're kind of doing an offbeat kind of thing, and then you go on beat after that, but you kind of give it this little different swing feel that I really like about it.
Nice.
Guitar melody in this one too is cool, because it's like this guitar melody, that eerie kind of guitar melody, and then you guys use almost those same notes and then chug it up right after that. You know what I'm talking about? Like it's the melody is the riff for the next part.
This is a Balake song right here. He's like he wrote the Merc, and the Merc is probably one of our more popular songs. And I feel like he's just got, like I was saying before, like the ear thing. Like he can hear something. Like that riff is kind of hard for me to play, the opening one. He was showing me that last practice, and I was like, dude, this wears my fucking hand out, you know? And but he's just got those all locked in there. And it's cool though that like him and I feel like we can write shit pretty similar, and then you have Jared doing like the Blackened death metal style type stuff, and it's like all that together is pretty fun to, you know, this day and age with our, you know, if we just did this alone, it'd be so cool to write in a room. And I feel like you could get a real mix of everything.
Right.
Of course, you can't, like, you know, we all have jobs. You know, we got 40+ hour weeks and shit like that. So
family, kids, all
family,
that.
kids. My kids are like all upset when I'm downstairs writing.
Right.
They're like, Dad, I want you to feed me. And I'm like, shut up.
Eat these riffs.
Riffs for breakfast again, Dad?
Dad, we haven't eaten since last night.
You gave us 4-4 last night. I need some 6-8 today, Dad.
There you go.
Coming right up.
That's awesome.
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
Keep running your mouth. This riff slaps.
We'll eat when I'm done.
Yeah.
I feel like Blake always comes with the groovy riffs for sure.
Yeah, a lot of fun to play that one, though.
I just thought that was a real cool vibe, because it's like the melody, right? And then you guys, I can't remember, the melody doesn't strike me exactly in my head, but I just remember like the guitar kind of goes into the melody, and then like you guys all go into that as a syncopated, like chunky riff. It's almost the same kind of notes where it follows that melody. And I'm like, that's just a really cool thing that I haven't, it just makes that part stick out. You don't hear that like often. So, so let's see, backbeat, then obviously
pigs.
your pig vocals.
Yeah.
On this, like you kind of really emphasize the pig part a couple times on here and kind of really make it swiney, and I like that.
Yeah, it was just meant to be, man.
Yeah.
Swiney and slimy.
It was swiney, and I really liked it. Groove rules. To me, it was kind of like, I guess with you saying it was a little more structured of a song, because to me, I was like, this is kind of probably one of the catchier ones. Like it's kind of like, if you want to say that, I don't want to like go out and necessarily say it's.
You guys are on a pop song.
Yeah, it's a catchy song. But
No, I think you can say
there's a
Taylor
recognizable.
Swift.
Yeah, you can say it. Yeah, it's recognizable.
Yeah,
like you
absolutely.
can. I think it was like somebody from Lamb of God. I remember watching an interview, and he said like if you can hum it back, that's a good riff.
Yep.
And a lot of Blake's riffs are like that. Like you can like that song, you can be like dun, dun, chicka, dun, dun, and you're like you're kind of hearing it in your head as you're going along. And you're like, oh yeah, that's Blake's song. You know, and I don't know if I can do that with half of my fucking riffs, you know what I mean? So
it's definitely the goal. Like, get something stuck in somebody's head, get that earworm in there.
Yep, absolutely.
Nailed it.
And then at 3:15, you guys go into this super cool end groove, really like it. And then, man, you guys' right hand just smooth and steady on that too. Just like the right hand work is so impressive to me. Just always cooking tightly along with the kicks too. I mean, like you're setting the pace on that, but they're just running that race right along with you with that right hand. I'm like, man, I just know what it takes to be so smooth with some of that right hand work, because it's not the fast stuff, right? Because fast is almost a little easier sometimes because you can get really locked in. It's not super slow where it's that easy, but it's more of that mid pace, like maybe 150, 160, and that you're just trying to lock that in, and that's not easy to do. But you guys do that well on this, especially on this song. So kudos to y'all's right hands. And then we end this beast with As the Stone Meets Flesh. This one,
brutal title.
Yeah, brutal title. This one to me is kind of a slammy song. Like, this is the slammiest you guys have ever gotten. It's a very slammy song. Opens with 2 slammy banger riffs. You got some toilet bowls going on over here, but you also do relieve some of just that groove, that super heavy slamming groove, with about 56 seconds in the trem riff that you guys come in with just to balance that out. Man, that thing is fucking epic, dude. It's really sick, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I love it. And that's another one of those ones where you could almost like hum it, right? Because it's just kind of
It's
like
another Blake song.
you know,
It's another
so
Blake
it makes
song.
sense.
Yeah.
Makes complete sense.
Nice work, Blake.
And then it
thanks,
kind of
man.
goes back. You guys repeat this too, which is really good because you guys got those complex, almost riffs. So they take you on an adventure. So even if when you do bring the callbacks, it doesn't like get, fucking like redundant or anything, because you guys' music beforehand is so interesting. And then when it comes back, it's like, oh man, that fucking riff is so sweet,
Yeah.
Because then you come back into the slam riff again, and I said, I see you slam riff. And then you guys kind of go back into that fast death metal thing, and then another slammy outro. But this one right here kind of had its own identity, and I love the little bass break, and then it's kind of like the little sample thing going on there, and then you guys just kind of fucking smash it out at the end. So
Bring it all home.
yeah, bring it all home. Great way to end this album. Fucking slamming. So chef's kiss.
Agreed.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was like kind of the whole idea, is like, let's put the slammiest, heaviest fucking song at the end.
Yeah,
You know
it's
what I
kind of
mean?
like its own thing. too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like there's like, I don't know, like a shift right at that song.
Absolutely.
Like that's the shift, and that's gonna be. I hope we play it live because that's fucking
Yeah.
sick.
So with that particular song, you wrote that, Blake?
Yeah.
The whole thing?
Yep.
Okay. When about in this whole writing process was this song written?
I remember years ago we were hanging out in Blake's basement and we were recording demos, and some of the riffs, not the whole song obviously, but some of the riffs from that song, I have demoed out on my computer from like 4 years ago and then he kind of brought some of those riffs back and then added some new riffs to it. And when I asked him, I was like, hey, do you have any songs to contribute to the album? He had one for sure, which was Fed to the Pigs, I think. And then you're like, and then we can either do this one or this one. And I was like, let's do the slammy one, because we don't have a lot of super slammy songs, really.
Yeah.
So we went with the slammy one just to kind of give it some more diversity and make it fucking heavy. And I'm not gonna lie, I love doing guttural shit. So
It's fun, man.
it's like
You're allowed to
gives
have
me the
fun.
excuse to do more guttural stuff.
Right.
Most of the album I tried to do 50, or I'd say 60-40, like 60% lows, 40% highs, But that song, I was like, I'm going guttural as fuck. So
Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
The whole thing is fun.
Yeah.
That's what Nick says around here a lot, so I say
Yeah.
it now too. But it was just a fun song to end on. I mean, it's still heavy as piss,
Mhm.
like not fun in a like super happy type of way, but
Right,
fun in
yeah.
a, like
Right.
this is a fucking badass type shit.
Yeah.
Way,
It's a pit song,
Yeah,
Fucking
for
get
sure.
in the pit.
Well, the reason why I asked that is just because I was like, maybe sometimes the last song might be the last thing you wrote. It could be, for bands, like maybe we're
Mhm.
leaning this way, and I just didn't know if this was like some kind of, because this one definitely does stick out with almost a different vibe. I didn't know if like, oh, this might be more of a vibe we might incorporate later, or just this one sticks out by itself. I didn't
Mhm.
kind of know.
Yeah.
I mean, a little bit of both.
Yeah,
I think we want to have like a couple slammy songs
Yeah.
here and there moving forward, but we don't want to be like a straight up slam
Slam
band.
band. Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
So
Yeah. Time and place, right?
I think
Yeah.
it's like just going back to being diverse as a band, kind of having different elements. And then on top of that, like kind of leaning more into our strengths, right?
Yeah.
So for me with vocals, like I enjoy doing gutturals. Blake loves writing super heavy stuff. Super heavy stuff is easier to play live. So it kind of gives the live vibe more, more room for people to go crazy in the pit. Because a lot of times, honestly, we play live, and 90% of the time, people are just like, "Holy shit!" or they're just like headbanging, or sometimes we'll get some, but our shit's just kind of a little bit, fast paced and chaotic most of the time.
Yeah, so when you're saying, I don't mean to cut you off, but I just want to make sure that we're clear. When you say super heavy stuff, you're saying more of the groovier stuff.
Groovy.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, like
sorry.
That kind of groovy heavy,
when I'm thinking of super heavy, I mean like
slams.
Yeah. I just want to be clear because I understand what you're saying, but I was just, I get what you're saying.
I should have specified because there's different ways to be heavy.
Right, exactly. Because if you say, we always say heavy, it's kind of like, well, I don't,
like,
I get what you're
like
saying.
Cryptopsy's heavy as fuck.
Right,
they're mostly grind.
But they're going to do the same thing with
people are going to be, because it's,
yeah, absolutely.
It's hard to mosh to some of that stuff. It's too chaotic. But when you get a good groove going, you can get a movement. They can understand that. They can march to that beat all together, in sync, hitting each other, running into each other, moshing.
The circle pits are my favorite thing ever.
Yeah.
Just like if you can write more circle pit riffs, go ahead.
It's fun.
I think overall this album's just kind of how we're going to do it from here on out anyway. Like, kind of a little bit of everything from the Cannibal Corpse type riffs, the Black Dahlia stuff, the Blackened death metal stuff, with a little bit of the slam stuff, So
they'll fit together very nicely.
Yeah.
I thought it was a really cohesive album, front to back. I just felt like it was a great piece of music for heavy music for music fans. One of the points I like to make, and this is how I feel like a good album is really good, is it heavy, and I like it because it's heavy, or is it music that's heavy? And I felt it was more, we're shifting into that territory now because of the harness, because of the songwriting, because of knowing when to use certain techniques. We're not doing it all the time everywhere. We're just really a well-oiled machine at this point, and it felt like, ooh, this is musical and it's heavy. Kind of reminds me a little bit in a way of the Job for a Cowboy album that came out 2024. January is Moon Healer.
Oh yeah,
I think it is. So that to me is a very musical, heavy album. They're very instrumental. It's heavy as fuck vocally. Like, some of your lower vocals kind of remind me of, is it Davey?
I think so.
I forget the name.
John, I think it's
John Davey.
John Davey.
Yeah. So I love his vocals. That's a juicy one for me that I get into his vocals.
He's definitely one of my influences.
Okay, great. So I didn't miss the mark on that, and I'm glad to hear it,
all,
because that was another one of my takeaways. But overall, the album is a great musical heavy offering, where we're not writing necessarily death metal for the sake of writing death metal, but we love death metal, but now we're getting so good at it and dialing it in. Now it's becoming more musical instead of just riffs and pieces. But the blend is there, and we can talk about subgenres and influences that are on the album. But to me, when you zoom out a little bit and just look at it, it's like, it's just a really good extreme metal album. Like, you could sit here and say, yeah, there's these parts and these influences, but it's not jilted, or it doesn't sound like, oh, it's this riff and that riff and they don't go together. At no point did I feel like, oh, they just like pulled the just kidding and switched it up on me too hard. I mean, some of those moments may exist and I didn't mind them at all, but I felt like overall, like, just riff to riff, song to song, everything had a nice ebb and flow to it. A lot of great dynamics, like you said, either with the samples or just just effects. Like, it's a really, really great album that you guys should be proud of it.
Yeah,
I want the people that when they listen to it to understand the hype is real. This is a great death metal album. If you like death metal, if any of the bands we mentioned, like, this is going to go right on the shelf next to those bands, like Cannibal Corpse, Morbid Angel, everything that we've mentioned today.
Well, I also want to just caveat too, this album, I think, puts you up with the upper echelon of any death metal that is going in Michigan too. I mean, like, I know Recorruptor's been an influence or thrown, they're all influences to kind of all of us just because they're that fucking good, but you guys are sitting there right next to them now. I mean,
Thanks, man.
This album proves that you guys deserve to be recognized in any conversation with a Morbid Angel or Nociception, any of that as well. So just, you guys should be proud because you did fucking damn good work. And Michael too, we'll say that.
Yeah, Mike's
the other member, but I know Jared, you're not here, but fucking awesome work, bro. Like,
killed it. All five of you, and Mike, all six of you killed it.
That means a lot.
Thanks.
We've definitely been striving to get better as musicians and songwriters, So, but like you guys said, we just want to be a good extreme death metal band. That's why we just call ourselves death metal. We're not like we're not fucking just a Blackened death metal band or a
Right.
brutal death metal band
Yeah.
or melodic death metal. You know, we're just extreme
Yeah.
metal or death metal, whatever you want
Yeah,
to call us.
yeah.
So-
I think that's fair, man.
And all of those things exist. That's why you don't need to say them. It's kind of implied, like, well, we're death metal. What kind? All of it.
yeah.
There's going to be technical. There's going to
Yeah.
be brutal. There's going
Yeah.
to be slam. There's going to be melodic. there's
Little
gonna-
progressive.
yeah, the progressive
hints
yeah.
of it with the bass solo sections,
Yeah.
little Blackened.
Yeah, when you take space in your songs to say build a whole segment that isn't like a riff or a chorus, and you're saying we're gonna go really progressive melodic here, that's when you can get away with sliding in that progressive term a little bit. You don't need to bring in a saxophone to be called progressive. I think for me, and I don't mean to be a snob about it, it might be another way of saying like highbrow musicianship. Like, hey, we all work really hard here. We all practice for hours and hours and hours. We can get away with a little progressive if we want.
Yeah.
We're just saying like we let it fly a little bit with the melody and the scales.
And each riff kind of progresses, or the drums progress. So there's
Yeah,
like
there's that
you know,
too.
You know,
the songwriting.
yeah, don't have to
progresses.
be in fucking 8/19 time signature. Or
Yeah, I
whatever,
think-
and fucking,
Right.
I just think people hear progressive and they're like, oh, Dream Theater. Like,
Yep.
Yeah.
Snooze.
I mean,
That's what I do. I
It's-
just instantly fall asleep as
it's
soon as you
cool.
say Dream Theater.
Yeah.
even like a
Going through
Rivers of
dream.
Nile, like they got a lot of progressive
Yeah.
elements.
It's
to 'em.
interesting.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
but it's
Yeah.
got its own sound for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. But can we talk a little bit about the production? Because I'm very curious
yeah.
about a lot of these production choices and the process on this. So first things first, drums recorded.
By me, technically.
Mhm. So,
I recorded the drums, and then Michael did some post-production stuff to make him sound better.
Mhm.
So
Mix and everything.
So your mics at your place.
at
So,
at
Eric's
Eric's
place?
house, yeah. So essentially, we wanted to cut down on some of the costs of going to a big, studio to get really good drum sounds. So I recorded like a decent quality track, and then Michael, improved
Michael
upon
did
that
up.
with Mike.
Yeah.
Michael did up, So
he
so
gave it
it's
the
like-
old Stellama.
yeah.
mhm.
The Stellama treatment.
With those samples mixed in and everything.
Yeah. I
But,
mean, that's
uh,
just kind of how we do it now.
That's
I
how
mean,
every-
that's what everything.
Every
is.
drum sound you ever hear
Yeah.
is it's mixed.
Yeah,
There's,
Yeah.
you can't.
I mean,
you can't have it stand out in the album.
Yeah.
If you don't do that shit, and
Yeah.
you can tell when people record. And if you have great production, you got, labels and shit, whatever.
Yeah.
Like your actual band.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like if you're on our scale, like, I was talking about, I'm recording riffs, and my kids are like, what time is dinner kind of thing.
Right.
They're not having that. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
absolutely.
So like, that sort of production, like you have to have those samples
Yeah,
mixed in. It's gonna get so
absolutely.
lost, and
Yeah.
you have to. Every part of my guitar is fucking edited.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because, we can play the riffs and they sound great live, but you put a microscope on when you're doing your little fucking tapping thing,
Mm.
and every time your ring finger catches this string and it rings out,
Yep.
you can't hear that shit live.
Yeah.
Everything's 110 decibels,
Yeah.
and
Right.
everybody's
Mm.
drunk. Like,
And
Nobody
yeah,
gives
it's
a
just
fuck.
a lot of
I-
noise. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was pretty hard on him. Like, you got to get this riff at least 95% of the
No,
way
absolutely. No, absolutely.
But,
But there's always just a little spot. I don't mean to cut you off.
No,
but
you're
there's
good.
always just
Yeah.
this little weird thing where it's like you guys are ripping live and you're like, that sounds perfect. Then you go like record it and you're like, what the
Yep.
fuck is that noise and
Yeah.
where is it coming
Yeah.
from? Like you don't even know what it is. You're like,
Yeah.
then you start playing it differently because you're like, oh,
Yeah.
just this little part of my hand is rubbing on this string and it's making this dumb little fucking
Yeah.
creaky door noise or something. And you're like,
ching,
that, yeah, that's just all shit. So you kind of,
yeah.
it's just the world we live in. Everything's like,
Yeah, if
perfect
you want it
and
to be like, if you want it
produced.
to sound like everybody else's album, you have to do that shit.
Yeah.
There's just no way around it.
Yeah.
And honestly, if more people just felt that way, like, yeah, of course it's edited. Like we don't live in a dream world where I'm perfectly playing this every single time.
Right,
You know what I mean?
absolutely,
There's
yeah.
just no way. So,
You're a human, dude. I
Right.
mean,
but we're humans and trying
Yeah.
to make music that doesn't sound human.
yeah, absolutely.
So
Yeah.
like,
Mm.
It's alien for sure.
oh yeah, like one of the best things ever was seeing Obituary, and I saw one of them fuck up, and I was like, yes, dude. Yeah, they're human
people are
too.
human.
Yeah.
Yeah, he came in a little too early, and he was like,
Well,
do one of those faces, and then starts. He's played that song for 35 years.
Yeah.
You know, and he still fucks up.
To your point, Kyle, I had a thought recently where it's like comparing myself to my perfect recorded track is not fair to myself. I'd put so many takes into a track, right? So it's not just it's not like I just sat down for 5 minutes and one taked it perfectly. Say, thanks, I'm out. You know, these things take hours to perfect, but to think that you're going to go out there on a stage and perfect them live in front of an audience every single time, unfair. Yeah. So we always got to allow ourselves a little bit of grace to not perform perfectly. Yeah. But on wax, it does have to be perfect, no matter how many fucking takes it takes. It takes as many takes as it takes and then, to get the album perfect, and that's what you're giving.
Yeah, and then from there, you have your like perfect take where like, dude, I felt really good about that. Yeah. And then, you know, you're still fucking moving all those little transient guides, you know what I mean? You're like, all right, well, that was a little off. Yeah. And then, but that's it. You know, you don't want that to be like, you can tell when it's super edited.
During the editing process, Michael even told me, like, do not edit it. Do not ever edit every single note to the grid, because it's going to be noticeable. So what I did is I took like sections and I'm like, okay, this section is like just behind the beat. I'm going to cut it, like slide it, nudge it over, right, you know, so most of the notes are pretty much on the beat. Yeah. By ear, honestly, you probably wouldn't be able to, most people wouldn't be able to tell that it was even off. But when you're sitting here listening to the isolated riff for like 2 hours straight, like, okay, I can hear Kyle pick that note like a half a millisecond before, you know, like, because we're doing a right and a left guitar
you
rhythm
can
track.
hear
It's like, okay, it's slightly off there, so I'm just gonna nudge this section over like a tiny bit. But yeah, I know a lot of modern bands, they'll chop up every single note and grid like every single note, and I wanted to give it more of a natural vibe, so I edited the riff so that the timing sounded good with the drums, and that was about it.
Yeah, it sounds perfect. Though. It sounds great. It's nice and tight, dude. You did a great job with it.
And then when it comes with recording drums, I appreciate it in that exact type of way where even I can listen back to it and know that, that's 99.9% of what I'm doing. Right. And just appreciate how, if there is edits or splices or a note here and moved here and there. So that's the nice thing about being able to go back and practice to what you have recorded even. And just, you can hear if anything's off and you're playing. Yeah. And that's like the nicest part about it, I think.
So Eric, how long was the process? You recorded to a click track, obviously.
Yeah, so I'd get, after they recorded all the demos, they'd give it to me.
So like scratch track, you guys did scratch tracks?
And I just practiced for 2 months to the tracks, basically. Just every single day, just grinding it, and then recorded 3, 4, 5 takes of each song.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it took a...
we just sat at his house for an entire day.
Yeah.
And
because I want to get it right.
Like several good takes of each song. You know, like if Eric was like, if he got into 30 seconds of the song and he messed up, he'd stop, laugh. We'd laugh it off. All right, let's redo it, you know, or whatever. But then we just kind of spliced up the good, you know, the best takes together and sent it off to Michael, and, you know, he did everything from there. So a lot of as far as sound wise, a lot of the heavy lifting was Michael 100%. Like, it's not an authentic room drum sound that you would hear on a really big, you know, band or big. And to be honest, a lot of the big bands don't say this, but they, you know, sample replace or MIDI replace a lot of their drums as well.
Oh yeah, it's just the way it is.
It is. But I know a lot of the elitists are going to be like, oh well, you know, let's not.
I don't.
I'm just holding it all in right now because you guys. I want you guys to understand. I'm not a producer. Like this stuff doesn't really like. I let you guys have your moment to have your producer talk. But like as a listener, I'm just a music fan, right? Like I just listen to music. Never crossed my mind. Never once did I think, did Eric really play these drums?
Yeah.
I'm just counting on Eric plays these fucking drums live. Yeah. Otherwise, what's the point of putting out this album? Yeah. You know, if I get to see Eric live and, Eric doesn't really practice, you can kind of tell. Like, that shit's a lie. Like, I'm not a fan of this band anymore. Burn their shit. No, but for real, like, obviously you're going to be able to play this stuff. But audio, like, quality, I'm like, it just sounds like what it needs to sound like a good quality metal album. And it didn't sound like, they recorded those drums in the basement, and it sucks.
And that was the priority. Like, how can we get the best sound?
You did it.
And budget wise too, man.
Yeah, budget wise,
so difficult to. afford to do that shit.
Because we've done the full studio recording as well. Like I've gone that route as well too before. But then you're doing a couple $100 versus $1,000 or more. Yeah, for the day.
Right. Yeah, and you can see Eric rip them all live. He likes to start like the first 2 songs like 20 BPM faster.
As drummers do.
Yeah. So the last piece of work we put out, Odium, the EP, we went to Tim Trevino for those drums.
I heard about that on some podcasts you guys were on.
Yeah. About Tim.
And I think these drums, sound a little bit better. And the drums that we did with Tim, we went to an actual studio with an actual producer, and yet those were still, mostly sample replace as well.
Absolutely.
It's just, it is what it is. But, the drums on this record are Eric's, those are his drums. Like, that's his performance, essentially. Yeah. It's just not like you're just not hearing 100% like, this is what's coming from the microphone that we,
first.
Well, I was just going to say, and that's fine because even as a producer, I'm listening to it, I'm like, they sound like natural drums. They don't sound like fake or anything, And how many bands have we had on the show and we're like, our drummer just plays the stuff live, but we just program it because it saves time and money and we can write songs like this. So, like, I get it out of necessity, because most people do realize that it's very hard just to buy a set of mics and mic up your drums and you're like, I can record my own shit. Well, there's a lot more to it than getting a good drum sound, and you can get so far into preamps and fucking super expensive mics and just on and on and on. It takes way more than what you think to get a great drum sound if you're trying to do it natural. So the replacing or the sampling or the just even writing in MIDI, I don't hate on any of it. Get your fucking point across. If your drummer can play it live, good.
And that's the thing. He's not going to struggle with it live.
Right.
Like, it's not like you wrote parts for it. Those are the parts he wrote.
Absolutely.
And then we just,
but they sounded like I could see
stuff.
him in my mind playing on them.
Yeah. And I wasn't ripping on you earlier. I was like,
all good.
Like the fact that you can play them, 15, 20 BPM faster is crazy. To see him just like, like we practice every other week and like we'll all step outside and we're like no sweat, we're just chilling and he's like drenched, like
dying.
Dude, he's replacing shirts and shit.
Middle of winter replacing his shirt 3 times during practice.
Yeah, dude.
I always feel like producing an album and then wanting to know what happens behind it is wanting to know like the secret ingredients to the sauce or how a movie is made with all the green screen tricks, like it's not that interesting unless you are of the mind. Or some people, like, they want to critique it, but it's like, well, just look at the final product. Were you convinced with the final product? Did the CGI, did the movie effects look good? All right, because filming it is boring as shit. It doesn't look fantastic. They got wires they're hanging from. There's a dumb green screen. They're wearing costumes that don't look cool. They're all marked up, right? Same with the producing of the drums. It's just like, does it sound good? Okay, great talk. But a point to be made on the show is that this is how it gets done, especially when you're on a budget. And there ain't no shame in it. And you really don't have to spend a whole lot of time defending yourselves for having to do these methods. The proof is in the pudding. It's a great album. The drums sounded fantastic. The whole production sounded great. But if you want to save $1, do it this way, right? Like, get somebody within the band that can kind of help and then outsource it. But you did save a couple $100 or more, I'd imagine, doing it this way.
Oh, yeah. I mean, absolutely. So...
But we would totally do it the other way if we were signed
you had money
and
to
all
burn.
that shit. You know what I mean?
I'm not gonna lie. When I have nothing going on at home and I just want to chill and watch something, I love watching studio documentaries and how these big bands record these albums and stuff. And watching the Cannibal Corpse studio documentaries those are some of my favorite because they have like 4 or 5 of them. You can watch in full on YouTube. And
links down below.
Fucking that's link down below. No, it's awesome that they get to that their drummer gets to spend 96 hours in a studio in a week,
dude,
and that's cool. We can't do that, you know what I mean? So it is what it is.
How much money that would be?
Yeah. So, but anyway, I just wanted to put that out there that we just wanted to get the best product. So this is what we did with the money we had, and I'm super proud of it, and I'm glad. I'm actually happier with the way this sounds than anything else we've ever put out.
Yeah.
Well, you should be.
Yeah, should be.
Yeah, I think this sounds.
Like, it's just a great death metal album, man. I'm super happy with it too.
Yeah, and it just goes. Michael's work just goes to show, like with what he did with Recorruptor, and then our new album. Like, dude, he's gotten
and
good.
all the vestigial stuff,
and all the vestigial
so
stuff.
Good,
Which, you know.
So, working with Michael, did he reamp the guitars then? Was it direct? And then he reamped them with real amps?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I recorded these guys. Yep. Yeah,
so
I recorded
too.
Yeah, I recorded
Blank Space.
all of the strings, I guess. DI. So
Okay,
just DI track. I went into active like DI box into my audio interface right into Reaper. And that's how I recorded them with a.
Would you set like narrow DSP while they're listening to it? Then you send them the direct ones and you reamp.
Yeah, it was
PRS.
What the hell was the? What's the? I forgot the program I use. It's the oh fuck. Oh fuck.
That's the name.
It's god damn it. Josh Middleton has his own custom pack for this specific STL Tones.
Oh, STL Tones.
Yeah,
okay.
jeez. Oh my gosh. Sorry about that.
Oh, it's all good.
STL Tones. I think it's the STL Tones amp hub, I think is what I have.
hub,
and so I created my own tones in there that kind of sounded like what we were going for. So I could send Michael the intro track, and then based on kind of the tones we were going for, he can reamp and do all that stuff. I think he reamped with IRs, not a real cab though.
Okay.
So it was just, we have more options with impulse responses than we do. We do have a Mesa Boogie, 212 cab and a Carvin cab, but those were our only options. So just to have more options with guitar tones, we use IRs.
Okay.
So you didn't just send him the raw stems. You also sent him some idea of the tones that you wanted, so he could take.
Yeah.
So he was getting both.
He did. Obviously use the raw stems to produce the tone. And I believe it was like a 65 or a PV 5150, 6505, same thing. And then into like a couple different IRs was our guitar tone.
And then, so then he mixed it.
Yeah.
After you went to him and recorded vocals.
Yep.
And then he mixed it, mastered it too.
Yep. He mastered
he did all of it.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah,
Damn.
he did all that
Cool.
stuff. So really, the only thing I did is I recorded the strings and did the editing and all that stuff, and I recorded the the rough drums, so to speak. So
okay. So this leads me into the segue of something that I brought up a little bit earlier. So I noticed that Michael likes to add a lot of little production stuff in there, and he had on Odium, it seemed like there was more stuff going on.
Yeah.
And then we had talked about on the last episode about you guys starting to maybe incorporate backing tracks or click tracks, something like that. It was an idea, at least at that time. What does that look like? And then what was the refrain? It seems like there wasn't many production things going on as far as like extra strings, noises, ghosts, goblins, whatever he likes to put in there.
Other than a couple, other than like the Stone song as a Stone Meets Flesh.
Yep.
He put that little like the bone breaking thing before the breakdown, and just like some ambient. I mean, really all the ambient backing track guitar stuff was stuff that we recorded ourselves.
Yeah.
We just layered a guitar playing some chords or just like a trem riff and then buried it in the sound just to boost the sound, but nothing that stood out. Because honestly, we wanted this to sound more like we sound live.
Okay.
Instead of trying to sound live like what we sound on the album, we wanted it to be the other way around.
Okay. So the backing tracks is the thing still an idea? Or?
Yeah, it is, especially for Kyle was just talking about ways to achieve that.
Yeah. So like, just like getting a setup going, but the thing goes back to like cost and everything.
Yeah.
And like if everybody's got to put forth like $2,500 to try and do in-ears, I think that's not feasible. So like we're trying to figure out a way where it's just Eric has the click track. I mean, really, that's all we are going. We're maybe a few little elements, but we're not trying to be like sub drops every 2 seconds.
Orchestrated background.
So like if you hear us, I've seen a bunch of bands like that. They're like, it's so much backtrack. Like they're not really they could just stop fucking playing, and it's like, oh, there's a song still, you know, like it's
one of the bands that we talked about before the pod too. I won't say, but they're fucking criminal of that.
Yeah, they're like laptop bands basically.
Yeah, basically.
They roll the rack out, they hit the space bar, and it's like, dude, that's not metal. That sucks. You know, I hate
robot shit.
Yeah, I hate that. Fuck that. I want to hear riffs, dude.
Nah, dude.
Yeah,
it's
riffs, man. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's like Power Trip. Have you guys ever watched Power Trip?
Yeah.
Dude, fucking riffs.
Riffs,
dude.
Yeah.
Oh, man. And they got all the reverb on the snare and shit.
Yeah, that's why I've been getting into a lot more kind of like the hardcore stuff because of riffs lately. Just because of the riffs.
Hardcore.
Because I just fucking love riffs,
There's
man.
a lot of metallic hardcore.
Yeah,
out there,
metallic hardcore is kind of like
Yeah.
incendiary and shit like that. Just
a lot of cool riffs right now.
Yeah. But yeah, so as far as production goes, then he mixed mastered it. You guys got a single. Probably a few will be out before this comes out, but you are releasing a single.
Labyrinth of Sanity is our first single, and it will be out December 12th, so it'll be out when this, before this podcast comes out.
Yeah.
There'll probably be at least one other single before this podcast comes out, because we're going to do a December, January, February single, and then March the album.
Okay, cool.
Yep. So I don't know when this is coming out, but if it's
we'll talk about
if it's popping out in March, then you guys hopefully will have already heard the singles and
anything
they'll be loving
Oh,
them.
go ahead, buddy.
No, I was gonna say they'll be loving them.
I was gonna say anything to go along with the singles. Are we doing any music videos, visualizers?
Yeah.
Yeah,
we got a lyric video for Labyrinth. We're gonna do we were talking about Stone and playing that live. We're actually it sounds like we're gonna use that as a single because it is a standout song of the record. So we're gonna use that as a single, and that'll just be like a regular visualizer, not necessarily lyrics, because it's all brutal shit that I'm talking about. I try to keep, if we do post a lyric video, I try to keep it somewhat PG, like Labyrinth of Sanity. There's no profanity or anything on it, so it doesn't get like crushed by the algorithm or whatever.
The robot shit.
The robot shit. And then one of my personal favorite songs on the record, Necrotic Dominion, we're gonna do a music video for that one.
Fuck yeah, dude.
So that's
you got anybody in mind or are you just shopping it right now, just thinking about it?
I think as far as I
Not
can
that you
tell,
gotta say, I'm just saying.
Michael might record that because he's been recording the Vestigial music videos, which will be dropping soon.
They'll be on soon.
Yeah. But so we're probably gonna have him do it. But we don't have anything confirmed,
Okay.
But we want to get the ball rolling here in the next couple months.
So when you say you want to do a music video, what do you have in mind for it? Are we doing like
the
a
style?
Live? Yeah. What?
It'll be a performance video. So
okay,
essentially a video of us playing the song in cool lighting, probably individual shots, mostly individual shots. So it'll be like Eric blasting, and like some cool lighting, or like a black room with like just an overhead light hanging above them, like in almost looking like a cellar type thing is kind of what I want to go for. Just kind of simplistic but cool, eerie vibe.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
love it.
Yeah.
Nice.
For the record, I think the best video ever for that is Blind Torture Kill by Suffocation.
Yeah.
Like that music video is...
I don't know if I know.
Wow.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one, to be honest.
Check it out.
It's pretty sweet.
Oh yeah, I'll peep it. All right, so then coming into this year, you guys got an album rolling out, 2026, Marches. What's the plans then going forward as far as shows? What does that look like? I know you said you might have one in mind, but is there an idea of what you guys want to do with the band in 2026 then?
Yeah, definitely after we drop the album, we want to do a few shows for like we would love to have an actual album release show and have our buddies on the bill, like bands like Iron Sharpens Iron, Recorruptor, maybe Vestigial and a couple other guys that we know. Just kind of like a big party with our friends that are in bands and so just something that's a good time. And then we do have one show booked at the Pyramid Scheme.
Nice. Great venue
with a couple of really good local bands.
Cool.
Nothing like, we're not like opening for some big band, like, but that is a goal of ours, is just to kind of get on some opening shows, like opening for some bigger bands.
Yeah.
Like you guys did last night.
Yeah.
That's really what we got going on.
You got to get those dive bar shows in too. You got to get a couple of those Mulligan's Pub or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you got to get into some of you got to get into the Pete's, down in Kalamazoo, and you got to get over, maybe to Battle Creek or Detroit, and to maybe the smaller clubs, so that it's just name recognition at that point. It's just like, oh yeah, I've heard them.
Yeah, I think,
and slinging that merch in a couple different cities won't kill you either. I mean,
yeah, I think our last 4 shows were all in different cities. So I think we did Grand Rapids, Battle Creek, Detroit,
Muskegon.
Lansing, and Muskegon. So 5 shows actually. So we did 5 different cities, 5 shows. We haven't played a city back to back in a long time actually. So that's good. We like to do a different city each time.
Good.
I will say too, that was actually on February 21st of 25 when you guys were in Muskegon.
Oh yeah.
But that show was actually, there was quite a few people there. That was a fucking
dude.
banger
That
of a
was
show, dude.
that was one
Muskegon.
of the
I mean, we can put on a show once in a while, but that was a banger, man. I was glad
fun.
you guys got to be on that one. Like,
yeah, for the venue, I was like, okay, this is interesting. There's not really a set stage there.
yeah,
right.
But it felt like I was in a giant garage party house show with a fuck ton of people, and I love the fact that like it just felt like we were thrown down with a bunch of friends.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
absolutely.
Like it was a very cool vibe. So
it's very like hardcore adjacent, like that kind of show where it's just on the floor. We're right here. We're doing
That
it,
shit's fun, dude.
In your
for
face.
sure.
I love
And
the
they had-
backdrop of the. I'm sorry. I love the backdrop of the garage door. So
Yeah.
you can see
Yeah, dude.
downtown Muskegon right
And
behind you.
they were giving us free beers too, like
Yeah.
IPAs.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't like the piss water stuff. It was like
No,
IPAs.
they got good beer there.
yeah.
And
Oh,
the
yeah.
dude was like basically like, as long as you guys aren't getting shitty, I'll keep giving you free ones. And I'm like,
Yep.
hell
Oh,
yeah,
man.
dude.
Yeah,
This is way better.
Like, fuck yeah.
And my favorite thing about that show was discovering Decedent.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
That's fucking
dude, those
rip.
dudes.
And
are
they're
good.
so
They're
good.
sick.
Same.
They're
I think Decedent, it was my first night seeing that band, and
Yep.
Yeah, I love them. And that day too, I was like, holy shit, they are something else. We just played with them in Detroit last week. They are fucking awesome, dude.
And it's nice seeing dudes that young, like actually that good,
Yeah.
holding it down for metal.
Pretty cool
Yep.
dudes too,
Future
man. I
looks
mean,
bright.
they were on the
Yeah.
show, so we got to hang out with them. But it was cool. I got to hang out with them at that show and like just actually kick it,
Yep.
And fucking super nice dudes, super cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So play some shows this year, get this album out, and do what you guys got to do. Is there anything else that you guys want to cover today? Is there anything that we missed, or you'd be remiss if we didn't talk about?
Are we remiss?
What do you guys think? I mean, no, not really. I think we covered it all. I'm glad we got to talk about the new album and all the songs and stuff that went into it. So
Yeah.
Yeah. Any plans to maybe do some touring or anything, or?
We've talked about
If
like
the
a
opportunity
weekend
comes
thing.
up, I don't see why
Yeah.
not.
yeah, especially like a shorter tour. Like with my job, I have a limit of how many like PTO days I can take
Correct.
in a row. But yeah, if we could do like a weekend run or even like a week long thing where we do a weekend run, have a couple days off, play a few shows, do another weekend run type thing. Yeah, we'd love to play some new places,
That's
for
true.
sure.
Quit your job.
Go
Yeah,
Yeah.
after all of
Yeah.
that.
We'll just all quit our jobs.
I quit my job. I mean,
So, at what scale would your band have to be to quit your job, Dylan? Lamb of God? What are we talking about here?
Probably. I mean, I would have to be able to pay my bills essentially.
Yeah.
So that's whatever that would be. I
It
don't.
sounds
really
like you
know.
might even be willing to take a pay cut. So maybe you could quit your
Not
job.
really. No.
we just
Can't
need to
get
play.
away with it.
If we
Okay.
played like 250 shows a year, like gone
That's
9
what I'm-
months,
That's what I'm trying to get you guys to do.
Yeah.
And
We
then,
just do
and then
that.
all of our wives would leave us.
Yeah.
so-
Oh,
That's
yeah.
not
Yeah,
what
oh,
I'm
yeah.
trying to get.
Yeah,
No.
it's
No,
hard
we're
when
all
you got other
we're all
things.
married,
Right.
and
I get
half of us have kids. So
And congratulations to you
Oh, yeah.
and you.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
yeah,
Double
thanks.
marriage.
Yep.
Thank
Double
you.
marriage.
Back to back.
Look like
back
fun.
to back.
Talk about
Yeah.
fun. What do you think would be smarter? Just weekend runs, or do you think an 8-day run would make sense? Because then you got to start looking at booking Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays.
I'd like to mix it up here and
It
there over
depends.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Think you
Yeah.
get away with 8?
Yeah, well, I think weekend run would be more feasible if it was like just us. But like, let's say a a medium-sized band, not necessarily like a
Regional.
big band,
Yeah.
Sure.
but like a regional band. Well, Summoning the Lynch is like one of the newer bands I could think of. They're more of a national band now, I think.
Sure.
I love that.
But about a year or two ago, they were more regional, and like a band about that size, we could do a 1 or 2 week run with, you know, or just like a slightly bigger band. Kind of a lot of those bands will have local or more regional bands hop on their tour for
A leg.
Yeah.
and then another band will hop on and you'll drop off type thing.
Sure.
We could even do something like that, but yeah, with our family lives and you know, obviously more than 2 weeks wouldn't really be feasible right now.
Sure.
But
Sure. I mean,
Yeah.
even given that opportunity, though, that's a lot of days.
yeah,
That's a lot right there. I mean,
yeah,
if you're doing the shows at a clip of what 1, 2 a month, best when you're gigging, maybe you do maybe do 3 a month. But how many are you doing in a year? So if you get 2 weeks off to do shows, you're winning. You're
Right.
way ahead.
Absolutely.
You cross that bridge when you get to it. But I'd love to see it for you.
Well, I will be, we'll wrap this up here. I do want to say thank you guys so much for coming on, but I actually do, with it being 2025, and I know you guys fucking listen to metal, I actually do want to know, Mod will ask you the final question because I'm really interested in what you guys got. Hopefully you got some 2025 shit because our episode's coming on soon, so maybe I can hear something that I haven't heard yet. So go ahead and give it to him, Nick. If you guys got something for me, that would be sweet.
Yeah.
As long as we good with the Nociception. Everything?
yeah, we're all good.
All right.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, cool.
Yeah, great new album. Can't wait for people to be listening to it.
Yep.
If it were coming out in 2025, it might go in my top 10. But I'll have to wait till 2026 to see if it squeezes to the top 10. So guys, what are we listening to? We got any new music that you want to share with your fans that you like to enjoy these days?
I
Whether
mean,
it's heavy or chill.
you're
The Revocation.
Yeah,
Yeah,
their
it's
new album
like-
is really good.
Yeah,
you're looking at it right here.
Oh yeah.
Revocation's new album, I think, is my favorite death metal release of the year so far. But we also got another contender would be the new Cryptopsy album as well. I believe that
that.
dropped earlier this year. Also, shout out to our boys in Recorruptor. That album
Yeah.
fucks too.
Great work, guys.
Yeah, those are a couple of my death metal shout outs, I would say. Eric?
Yeah, definitely the new Revocation album. I guess I'm more or less stuck on all music 5 to 10 years ago still though. So but
That's fine. I mean,
Yeah.
I just like to give people an idea of what still like is in your rotation.
oh, I
Like,
just I will be bouncing back from Death to Thrash to Cannibal Corpse to Children of Bodom to like semi-modern thrash bands like Warbringer.
Okay.
To I don't know if you pronounce it in Cyphrum or in Seraphim, but it's
okay, yeah.
a lot of European bands as well.
Okay.
Like Bodom is Finnish, but yeah, I just heard the new Abysmal Dawn. That was
Okay, I
really
haven't
good.
listened to that one yet.
That one was really good,
Yeah.
but like I was saying, I'm just stuck on like old school Suffocation if I'm just on death metal days.
Hey, that's cool, man.
It
And,
still works for me.
Yeah.
I was just listening to some death clips the other day. Maybe want to just squeeze in whole album, make time for some Symbolic or some Human again because
Yeah.
I miss the days of sitting and actually like what it felt like to listen to that stuff as a teenager.
Oh yeah.
That magic. And sometimes you can still feel it when the mood strikes. You're like, I could listen to that and it still feels kind of new today.
Mhm.
A lot of my time is spent listening to like the new thing that's coming out right
Yeah.
now.
Gotcha.
I like to stay up on what's new, but the magic I still feel it. Like Buried Dreams or Heartwork comes on and like hair starts standing up. You
Yeah.
can still
Yeah.
feel it, man. It still means the same today as it did when I was 15.
Yep.
So
Or
I
like
still listen to that shit, same as you.
absolutely, or like the old Black Dahlia Murder. I stuck on that constantly as well
Yeah.
on rotation. Yeah.
I
Yep.
was like, yeah, that makes sense.
That makes
Piece of
sense.
shit.
Not bad. Not mad at it.
That
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah, I'm always listening to Black Dahlia Murder, but
Yep.
I would say like Jason was saying earlier, like Power Trip. I got
Okay.
back into kind of some shit like that, and but I kind of go all over the place. I used to drive an hour to work all the time, so I just like constantly find new music, and there's a lot of like technical slam bands that I've like Wormhole. If you guys ever
yeah.
checked
Yeah,
them out,
they had a album that came out last year, I believe.
yeah, dude.
Yeah.
And they're just crazy. And he's got the guitarist, Sanjay, I think is his name. but he's got another band. I'm trying to. It's like right on the tip of my tongue, but it's a super technical band. They have fretless bass and shit. Gosh, I cannot remember it. Maybe I'll look for it when Blake goes. But that kind of stuff will hook me in, like where
Like
it's
the Beyond Creation.
Yeah,
type.
that's what I was gonna say.
yeah, shit like that,
Yeah.
where it's like it's so
Or Obscura.
Obscure.
yeah, so crazy and all this shit going on. Like
That new album's pretty sweet too.
that stuff will get me. And like there's some more like underground type stuff like that. Like I'll find shit on Spotify that's just like 900 plays. But
Yeah.
there's a band called like Chiliasm, something like Chillism, something like that. But they have some crazy fucking solos. It's not
Chili
death
shit.
metal. Chili shit chasm. That's like when people try and do our fucking name and they're like
Yeah.
Nociception.
Nas energy drinks deception.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
Nociception.
Yeah. But yeah, I'll find the other band. But yeah, that kind of shit, dude.
Oh yeah.
And then if I'm not listening, I've started listening to this band called Crippling Alcoholism. Dude,
Jesus Christ.
it's so depressing.
That's pretty metal.
It's not metal at all.
Oh, no.
It's
Damn.
It's just a guy
It's
crying in
super
the
chill.
shower for
Yeah.
fucking 40 minutes.
It's it's me. I'm plugging my own shit.
Yeah.
It's all just me naked in the shower crying.
just you recording your thoughts.
Yeah.
That's a new band.
Yeah,
Wow.
no, it's super weird. It's like I don't know. It's kind of fucked up, but it's like completely different than anything else I
Is
listen
that rock
to.
or like what?
It's got like some heavy shit in it sometimes.
Oh, okay.
Like the drummer is got to be a metal drummer,
Mm.
but most of it's like kind of some of it will sound like 80s fucking music, like where it's
That
synth-
synth pop, that
yeah.
dark synth
Yeah.
pop
Okay.
stuff.
Oh, yeah.
and then
Yeah.
other times it's not like that at all.
Right.
And he'll have some weird heavy shit in there and it's like he's screaming and yelling. The other song he's all sad and it's like, dude, it's a trip.
Well, this one I'm the most curious about.
Yeah.
I
me
would
too.
look it up, dude. It's
Yeah.
weird as fuck. Don't judge me on it, but
That's just a weird one. You get on stage, you're like, "We're crippling alcoholism." That's
Yeah.
just a lot to say.
yeah, yeah,
It's probably a lot to deal with.
dude, I can't even sound it out.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I got too many learning disabilities to
That's a lot to
song
say.
names like that.
Oh yeah.
You think, Blake, you got something you listening to?
Yeah, dude, those two new Analepsy singles are pretty fucking nasty. If you haven't heard those yet,
I haven't heard those yet.
Mhm.
holy shit, dude!
Yeah, I don't know when that
Crushing.
album drops, but that
Dude, I
shit's heavy,
can't wait
yeah.
for that. It's gonna be amazing.
But yeah.
But yeah, that manifesting obscenity, just a lot of slammy shit. I've
Oh,
been
yeah.
eating up. You know, it's like a third of my diet, definitely.
It's all slam.
And then yeah, tech death, and then power metal's the other.
Ooh,
You know,
power
but
metal.
yeah, oh yeah,
Yeah,
love
yeah.
love me some Windrose and some Sabaton and
You like some of that happy, huh?
right. Well,
It
no,
is good on
it's
occasion.
only the power ballad stuff. A lot of that is just fast and
Yeah.
it's so repetitive.
Yeah, it's
You
got
know?
like some major
So-
keys and
It's those few songs, you know, like I think it's like the Trojans or Troy or some shit, but it starts with a bunch of dudes just like, "Ruh," you know, like I
Oh,
love
yeah.
shit like that.
yeah.
So,
Some
but-
like going into battle. music.
oh yeah,
yeah.
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 What's that
Anything that's-
Nile song where he does that at the end?
Oh
You know
yeah,
what I'm talking about?
yeah. That's
Um,
my favorite.
Those theme bands are great.
That fucking that
Oh,
live would
dude,
be sick.
That's my favorite song too. Yeah, dude. I got to see them on their. They did a double set whenever I saw them. They played for 3 hours.
Jesus.
Wow.
Yeah, dude. It was fucking so
Okay.
cool,
I think-
dude.
Yeah, Blake was just hard.
Cytotoxic.
Yeah,
Blue chewed up.
Blue chewed up.
Oh man.
Played
Yeah.
for 30
That,
minutes.
is that new cytotoxin this year or was that
Yeah, it
last
is.
year?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that was really really good.
Yeah, the new
too.
cytotoxin's
Oh,
good
man.
too.
Yeah.
One that Clint from Recorruptor turned me on to, Dormant Ordeal. You ever heard those guys?
No,
They're
I'll
kinda
definitely I'll check them out.
They're like early Behemoth sounding type
Okay.
stuff, like the Behemoth that I
Oh.
like.
Yeah.
It's
What
fucking
is
sick.
the album? Is the album cover like
It's like a hammer, I think, and it's kind of weird looking. It's almost like
Yeah,
Polynesian.
yeah. I actually have them on my liked songs.
yeah, that
yeah.
that shit rules.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just started checking them out recently, so
they're good.
yeah, they're pretty good.
Oh, Nightmare.
Oh, Nightmare. Yeah,
Nightmare.
yeah. I've been
That's
trying to get
another
him
one.
on that because I thought he would like that a lot.
Dude, I
Night
like.
Hammer,
Nightmarer.
Nightmare.
Yeah. But yeah, with that being said, we're gonna wrap this up. We talked for about 2 hours. I just want to say, appreciate you guys' time, appreciate you guys' effort on this album. You should be super proud Thank
Nice.
you so much for sharing it with us ahead of time.
Yes.
And so Cognitive Dismemberment comes out here in March 2026. So
Hell yeah.
with that being
Mhm.
said, anything else, guys?
No.
Oh, okay, cool.
All right.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right.
Much love, peace. Keep it metal.
Peace. Wherever the camera is.
Thank you so much for checking out the episode. Be sure to hit that like button and give us a share.
Yeah, and if you enjoyed our podcast today, please give it a rating on your streaming service to help us gain some exposure.
And if you really enjoyed the show, please give us a follow or hit that subscribe button and come hang out with us every week. And remember, keep it metal.